Hello, everyone. Welcome to uh, um, uh, Hinamizawa again. So basically, what we're gonna
Again?
do
What are you
is
talking about? This is the first time we've ever been here.
no. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just ask you to look at this dot in the center of your screen, and then your mind's gonna get erased of the previous kalpas. So beep, beep, beep. Okay. So welcome to Higurashi for the first time ever. Excited to play the very first chapter, Tatarigoroshi. Weird how it's listed as chapter 3 though.
I hate this joke.
You're
I
welcome.
love this. I love this fact. This fact of
All
life.
right. Tatarigoroshi, the shortest scenario, curse killing chapter. That's a
Man,
lot
this
of
is everything,
titles.
huh?
That's a lot of titles. Man, curse, or coincidence? How are the conjectures inside you solidifying? I look forward to whether those conjectures will waver or become a cornerstone in this scenario. The difficulty is the worst. You will probably not even be able to make conjectures. Alright, let's begin. Difficulty is the worst.
We will learn nothing.
We will learn
We will be like,
absolutely nothing. Nothing will happen. The snake
we'll
in
be
the
the
well.
modern day
Shut
Plato.
up, shut up! The snake in the well was happy, for it did not care what was outside the well. The snake in the well was happy, for it had naught to do with what happened outside the well, and you were happy too, for you did not know what happened outside the well. Frederica Brunkostel.
Hey, depicting him as a good guy is really
yeah.
important.
Yeah, depicting him as a good guy is really important, actually.
The
Did ya-
Showa era.
Alright. It was a very humid day. Not even a slight
Nobody
breeze
saw that,
was-
right?
Not even a slight breeze was blowing. It had been an unpleasant summer. One that wasn't only hot, but swelteringly so. There were various articles of clothing hung out to dry in the messy apartment windows, but the lack of wind evoked an impression far removed from coolness. In fact, it only felt more oppressive. There were crooked houses and apartment buildings lining the narrow, twisting road. In addition, there were planters and flower pots whose contents were beginning to wilt, as well as bicycles and motorcycles on the sides of the road, making it even more cramped, more oppressive, and all the more sweltering. So this is already kind of a weird start to the chapter. Have we had a chapter start out with like flowery descriptions of the scenery like this? Okay, listen, I know I'm making the joke, but like serious question.
Maybe this is the smart Keiichi timeline.
Maybe.
What? That's impossible.
He read 2 books in this timeline ever.
Possibly. Nobody who was in this place at this time was visiting it voluntarily. But in spite of what everyone might expect,
Ow.
a single motorcycle came rolling in. The lone motorcycle, which couldn't be called neat even as flattery, is this like Shishibone? Or like Okinomiya?
Probably.
Probably
I would
one of the
assume as
two,
much.
most likely. We haven't really explored Shishibone much, so I'm going to assume that that's probably the case. Anyway, the lone motorcycle, which couldn't be called neat even as flattery, pulled up to a 2-story apartment complex and stopped there. A man, fairly old and wrinkled, stepped off. When the housewife hanging out the laundry noticed him, she called out. Oh wait, I forgot to turn off the voices. Whoopsie, my bad. Don't ignore that. It's fine.
What an
Everything's okay.
intro.
Okay, who
Well, of
wants
course
to be
you forgot to turn them
housewife?
off. This is the first Kalpa ever after.
Oh right, yeah, true.
I'm gonna refrain from making any noises based on my Doom gameplay from now on, by the way.
All right.
When I get any impression that I'm like, part of the narrative or anything.
All right, who wants to be housewife?
I'll just take it. Well, hello there. It's quite hot today again, isn't it?
Oh, you've got that right. I feel like I'm gonna boil out here, see?
Oh my.
Yeah, sure.
All right, landlord. I didn't think that would be the first thing you said.
Ah, sorry. I'm sorry. The fluorescent lights, right, see? I completely forgot.
No, not that. Don't you smell it? There's a terrible smell about. I've been smelling it since this morning.
Wait, what's this? It reeks! Did the sewers get backed up again? Or is this just the swamp gas that makes you kill yourself, see?
Do something about it, landlord. I've had to keep my nose plugged all day long.
You'd still look plenty lovely plugging your nose, my dear. Toots.
What did he mean by this?
The 1920s
What?
mobster voice is perfect for this guy.
I mean, he's a landlord, so like he's probably got connections to the mob, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
There was an unhygienic drainage channel running behind the apartment. The lattice from which it flowed was stuck with branches and fallen leaves, and when filth got caught up in them, it created an awful stench in the summertime. Is this like an omniscient narrator? This is weird. This is strange.
It's bizarre.
Did you tell the municipal office about it? The drain will end up buried at this rate.
Or maybe it's just someone who's way more observant of their surroundings. Well, yikes! It's completely blocked, see? Yeah, it'll start back up if you poke it with a stick, see?
Ugh.
The man crossed the fence over the drainage channel and picked up a filthy drying pole sitting nearby. He must have planned to stick it into the drain and clear it out. I will stop embellishing now. Except with the
Wait, landlord, stop that. If you mix it all strange, if you do that, it will smell terrible.
It smells of its clog and smells of its mixed. Which should I choose? He shoved the drying pole into the filth in the lattice. Of course, it did nothing to help the accumulation of waste.
Yeah, it's a dead cat. This is the health center's job.
Oh, a dead cat, huh?
No!
I'm sure glad that has nothing to do with anything.
I can't believe Casey turned into a cat and died.
True.
Love a
Okay.
cat.
Cats and dogs smell awful when they die. A bamboo pole's not gonna do much good.
I'm gonna infuse safe states and not die.
Garbage bags, old clothes. They throw all kinds of stuff in there. And is that a duck I see? Well, of course it stinks.
Oh.
The nerve of some people.
Right back.
They're showing an entire Noah's Ark of corpses in the drainage channel.
We got an entire zoo in there. God damn. The drainage channel was already unsanitary. What was a little more garbage at this point?
Just constant dead bodies.
The stream of such imprudent people was never-ending, and now this channel had turned into a garbage dump. When he poked the pile of old clothes floating in the sewage, a black cloud of smoke floated out of the water. Like some kind of swamp gas? The two of them grimaced at the terribly bizarre and repulsive sight. Gah, we've got maggots, eh? Someone must have thrown kitchen waste in.
What? What? Landlord? What's that?
What? Just more garbage, see? Okay, that was the last one.
What? Landlord? That's...
Eh? Eh?
What a funky tune.
Oh yeah, that goes hard.
What an opening. This is great.
Alright, so I'm gonna go ahead and... I think I have a pretty good guess of what's in the drainage channel. Oh, this is a great start.
Oh, hello!
Hello.
Should we wait for Sonic
Sorry.
to come back before we continue?
I'm back.
Oh,
I'm
welcome
back.
Welcome back, Sagi.
It was a false alarm.
So all you missed is that they were looking more in the drainage channel, and then they found
And they
something
saw something.
that made them say eek. I wonder what it could have been.
More dead cats.
A dead
Good
dog.
word today.
Also, we got a new song. It's just this. Alright, who's officer?
Snacks, hey! Cover this thing with tarp! On the second floor of the house. Just it's in full of view. Ooh. I'm an officer.
Identity of the deceased unknown. Sex female. Age estimated to be late 20s or early 30s. Time of death about 2 or 3 days ago. She was probably abandoned after death.
Maybe 2. Figuring out who she is will be rough. Contact the community division and ask if anyone has gone missing.
They probably weighed her down so she'd sink, and the weights came off and she floated to the top.
Oh, that sucks.
Why in a drainage sewer of all things? Would have been better under an overpass or in the mountains, you know?
Haha! I'm sure glad neither of those things have happened.
Would have been outside of jurisdiction, right? Looks like they never wanted to hide the corpse at all.
Did they do it so she would be found? As a warning or something?
The slice on her stomach definitely wasn't from a fish eating her. She was cut open and her insides dragged out. They really made a show of killing her.
We're just right into it.
Yep. This is great.
Wasn't the Chinese mafia dude start? Oh, is that racist?
No, it's not.
Knox's
How is that
Decalogue! Knox's Decalogue!
How would that be racist?
That ain't racist.
Hey, I don't know. As Shige-san in section 4 is in trouble with Yakuza.
On it, sugar.
Oh, anytime people make assumptions about the Chinese, I assume it's racist.
Oh dear.
Still, what a terrible way to go. Hey, don't her innards poking out. Come with like some kind of solid soda, you can get a Kyoto. Maybe if you stuck chopsticks in noodles will pop out, see?
What the fuck?
Is it still not racist?
How is that racist? That's just weird.
Please, give me a break.
He's just weird.
Okay, I'm sure it's weird.
Oh.
Blood in her ears and nose cut off. Definitely not how I wanted to go.
This is probably the most graphic one so far, damn.
Nice.
Her fingers are in bad shape too. State too. Long nails stuck in all of them. On both hands. What kind of torture was this anyway?
That was a pretty sick cold open. The soap
And that explains why it was so different.
I liked the musical backing.
Yeah.
It was good.
The soba
bad
noodles
voice
line.
acting.
That guy's weird. That guy's a fucking weirdo.
Hope this isn't a recurring character.
The dialogue has been getting substantially more unhinged since chapter 2, so expect worse. Anyway, the most relaxing time during the school day? Lunch, for sure. Okay, we're away from omniscient narrator now. We're actually at Keiichi. Everyone brought their desks side by side like always, and we all ate together.
Yo!
Oh my. Mian-san, if I may say, your lunch looks quite appetizing today.
Alright, thumbnail.
Yeah, I was gonna say, there's our thumbnail, CG.
There are so many different things. It's wonderful.
Sadako and Rika-chan looked at Mion's lunch, shouting gladly. Let's have a look. Whoa! I just packed in some leftovers from last night. All the others were having a drinking party at my house yesterday. I managed to nab some of what they didn't eat.
So that's what they look. So that's why they all look like snacks you could have with sake.
Alright, So am I doing KHE or is somebody else doing it? Up to you.
You.
Okay.
Oh, I'm not doing any voices for now.
They're but leftovers, mere scraps of food. But when arranged in a bento box so cleanly, they look impressive. It looks like part of a full-course meal at a high-class restaurant. People seem to decide if they like things mainly based on their first impression. So I thought maybe the taste of a bento would be proportional to how pretty it was when you opened it.
You may seem unrefined, Mian-san, but you are positively splendid at arranging food like this.
Her room is nice and tidy, too. Michan is a lot more organized and polite than everyone thinks.
I like how we're just talking about how Mian is so refined after last chapter.
Mian would never kill a bunch of people and make them disappear.
It's all the same once it's in your stomach. Okay, I'm not gonna comment on that. I'm not gonna
He
comment
loves
on it.
eating food.
Also, welcome, Tally-Ho guy.
Okay, do you guys remember what happened to Keiichi at the end?
It's all
in
the
his
same if it's in your
stomach
stomach,
region?
though.
Yeah, it's all the same when it's in your stomach.
Yeah. Yeah, whether it's mochi or
I can't-
needles.
Or
I
a
can't believe
cleaver.
she shot him
Or a cleaver in his stomach.
with a cleaver. Shot with a cleaver.
I'd have thought Neon would say something like that, but to think she had this kind of taste. You can't judge a book by its cover. Ryukishi, I am going to fucking strangle you. Neon was careful in everything she did, and I do
Including
mean
disembowelment.
everything. She never misstepped, faltered, or messed up. Like, for example,
You would ne-
falling down a well.
She would never get caught murdering people.
I see. She is our club president, after all.
Yours is nothing to scoff at either, Rena. Your crab kamaboko flower is very pretty.
You know, Rena, your lunch always has, like, an art to it. Like it has rabbit-shaped apple slices and carrot flowers and stuff. Rena's bento wasn't all about taste. It was like, like she always puts her heart into it or something. It wasn't just good. It made your insides all nice and warm, like the swamp gas I inhaled this morning.
Thanks. It's not quite as good as Michan's, but I wanted to make it really cute. How?
Cooking isn't about skill. It's about love. Because without love, it cannot be
The
steamed.
ingredients cannot be seen.
No, it cannot be steamed.
It cannot be steamed.
In that sense, I don't even come up to your feet. Love, huh? Yeah. Just from looking at her bento, I could definitely feel that Rena put her heart and soul into making it. That's what her bento was like.
Taste isn't all that counts for a bento. How it looks also matters. I suppose you must learn from this, too.
Thank you, Sadako. Huh. So let's see Sadako and Rika-chan's up-and-coming bento. Whoa!
Ta-da!
Oh, yesterday our neighbor shared some meat with us, so we ended up grilling it for her bento.
These ones, too. They had such an impact. They were bursting at the seams with grilled meat. At a glance, it was too impactful for a girl's bento, because girls can't eat meat. But when you thought about eating with all your friends, it brought
What?
more than enough color to the table.
Women are only allowed to eat like
I
pretty,
made
delicate flowers.
I made a slight embellishment. Don't worry about it.
Oh. Crazy.
Everything that is stated is exactly from the text.
Wow. At first, it looks like the kind of crude bento that a jock would eat, but there are so many different things in here. Like boiled spinach and soy sauce, and stewed hijiki? I don't know what that is.
Rika-chan, you're really good at this kind of unaffected cooking, huh? Yep, I think Rika-chan will make a great wife when she grows up.
Hijiki's a It's apparently a brown sea vegetable.
I have a tight hold on my future husband.
That's a normal thing to say. I'm not gonna look into that any further.
That's extremely normal things to
He's gonna
say.
marry Keiichi, whoa.
A husband for Rika-chan, huh? At first, that sounded appealing. It did, but I felt like a married life with her would be anything but normal. Of course, the first thing he does about is marrying her. First thing he thinks about. Anyway. But really, everyone was amazing. They were all so young, and yet they're all capable of cooking for themselves. I would sort of cook whenever I went camping with my family, but making lunch every day was a level I definitely couldn't reach. I can only really cook in my spare time. Oh no, is this Keiichi's cooking arc? Oh no! This is gonna be a disaster. When I thought about it like that, it really made everyone stand out more.
This time, everyone's
I
going to die
respected
because
them.
Keiichi can't cook.
He puts poison in the
didn't-
curry in this
Don't
timeline.
forget, he had to
Hinamizawa.
cheat at the curry contest. So,
Oh god.
uh-oh. Huh? I feel like maybe this doesn't only apply to other people? Come to think of it, this morning, when I was eating breakfast half asleep, I think my mom was saying something really important. With a hysteric groan, I suddenly stood up, startling everyone at once.
What's wrong?
Cough, cough. You'll make us choke if you shout like that so suddenly, you know.
Oh no, that's just the swamp gas.
There's rice coming out of your nose, Satoko.
I'd forgotten. All this stuff about cooking for yourself, it applied to me too. Oh no.
Oh my god, we're getting this.
Why are we getting spooky noises for cooking? I'm so concerned.
Keiichi, your mom and dad need to go to Tokyo again for business.
Yeah? Sleepy.
Your dad's mentor fell ill right before an event he was taking part in. It's a very important event, and they need someone to fill in.
Well, Dad does what he has to do for his job. I'm sleepy. Choo choo.
What a beautiful
So
duang.
your dad and I, you see, we need to go to Tokyo as fast as we can to help with the event. You might have to stay here. We might have to stay there for a few days, depending on what happens.
Dang, Keiichi's
I've
got
changed the voice like
Zakano for a
4
mom.
times.
That sounds annoying.
While we're gone, we won't be here, so you'll need to make your own meals yourself. Are you okay with that, Keiichi?
I'll be fine. Humans can do anything when they're desperate.
Is that so? That's a relief. You can at least cook rice, right? And you can make miso soup as well. Then, you just buy some side dishes, and you'll have a meal.
A meal? Yeah. I can cook rice with my camping kit. Never used a rice cooker before. Oh no! Okay.
This poor soul.
How are you gonna fuck this up? How badly are you gonna fuck this up? Chew, chew. What a beautiful duang. I've only ever made instant miso soup that you make in a pot of boiling water, too. Well, I'll think of something. Chew, chew, chew.
If you can cook yourself, then you don't need much money, do you? No eating out, it's too expensive. You're at the age where you should learn about cooking and personal finances now, after all.
Yep, yep. I'll get by. No, I won't! What was I thinking? I was half asleep and I made such crazy empty promises? Just like manga characters always do at times like these, I bent over backwards and scratched furiously at my head. Scritch, scratch.
Huh? Keiichi-kun, Your parents sure have it rough. Anyway, you need to keep things in order while they're gone.
He didn't actually say any of it.
Rena,
it was just that it was literally written on his face.
Rena, okay, Rena. Thank you, Rena. Very cool. Anyway, food! My parents aren't here. I'll have to make it all myself, you know. This is a huge emergency!
Did you not simply give up and cook for yourself? Casey-san, did you not make a fabulous curry dish for the curry party previously?
Okay, so the curry thing is canon in this chapter so far. Noted. This is gonna be on the test.
That's the
Curry
most
is a canon
important
event.
piece of canon in the series.
It might
Curry is
actually
a
be
canon
important,
event.
to be honest. Anyway. Listen here. My mom taught me how to cook that curry when we camped, and it's the best I can do. I can eat curry 3 meals a day, or I can't eat curry 3 meals a day. I mean, it's just junk food in the first place. How fucking
Oh, he's about
dare
to
you?
fucking die.
How fucking
He's about to
dare
get fucking murdered.
I'm gonna-
That's why this is the shortest chapter. He's
Yeah,
gonna get killed.
The shortest scenario because Chie is gonna fucking kill him in the middle of class.
Would curry be considered junk food?
Oh no. There's no nutritional balance whatsoever, and it's just completely... Ah! Stupid! Mian and Sadako put their hands over my mouth. A moment later, the door rattled open, and Chie-sensei, a known curry maniac, suddenly poked her head in. You know, maybe this is the thumbnail, actually. I'll decide later.
Did I just hear somebody bad-mouthing curry?
Lord.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
No, we didn't say anything.
Perfect. Everyone's
I
faces
forgot to
went...
do goblin voice.
It's okay. Everyone's faces went totally white, and they all shook their heads in denial. You'll have plenty of more opportunities to do goblin voice, I'm sure.
I am sure.
Her eyes rolled over the classroom. Her glare wasn't just a teacher's ordinary stare.
Is that so? Must have been the wind.
Oh good, she's a Skyrim NPC.
I'm about to say.
Chie-sensei gave one more look around the classroom, then closed the door and went back to the teacher's lounge.
I love how this means that she was able to just detect that
Curry
that
detection.
someone was talking about someone was talking bad
She
shit
has,
about
she has
curry.
the sixth sense, but only when people are talking mad shit about curry. Anyway. I may have been shouting, but for her to hear it from all the way across the hall in the teacher's lounge, that teacher is terrifying. Kei-chan, you can disparage other foods all you want, but you might want to stay away from curry. At least, as long as you live in Hinamizawa.
It covers the entire village. Beautiful.
It's her closed field barrier or something. Anyway. Okay. I'm sorry. That's what I said. But still, I can't have curry for every meal. And cup ramen is good because you only eat it once in a while. If you ate it for every meal, you'd get bored of it pretty quickly. Rice and miso soup and a good side dish? Yeah, that's what a Japanese table should look like.
Why can't you just try to cook for yourself? Rice you make yourself is really good.
This old man thinks it's more a pain than good. But experiencing it every once in a while might be nice.
That's right. Life is all about experiences, right?
But when you cut your fingers or burn yourself, it's so sad. So very sad.
Thank you for your insight, Rika.
When you accidentally mix needles into the mochi, it's also very sad.
Yeah, on accident. With everyone encouraging me like this, I started to feel like maybe I could do it if I tried, too. You can't see it, but I'm just like violently shaking my head. Though approximately one person didn't sound like she was encouraging me. Cooking is a skill I
I'm
have
completely innocent.
Cooking is a skill I'll have to learn at some point, since I want to live on my own one day. Maybe learning now wouldn't be so bad? I'm shaking my head even faster.
FR.
I'm pretty uneasy about it, but... You're right. If I don't understand how to cook a few things around here, then I won't be in good shape the next time our club does a cooking showdown.
Oh, you are correct. That clever trick of yours in the last curry contest won't work every time after all.
Okay, so it is exactly the same as last time. Interesting.
Cannon curry.
As if scorning me, Sadako ridicules my comeback from a hopeless situation in a certain do-or-die curry showdown. And what are you so relaxed for? You relied entirely on Rika-chan back then, didn't you? What did you cook at the time, exactly? You put a bag of salt in Rena's curry, a bag of salt in Mion's rice, and you flipped over my pot! I relapsed into my grudge over the last curry showdown. For now, I calmed my unquellable anger by pinching Sadako's ears.
I quelled my unquellable anger. Incredible.
My attack was because that's what they were doing for club. I may not look like it, but I can do a little bit of cooking.
Can you now? Even when you couldn't peel one carrot during the showdown and had to get Rika to do it? Don't be so daft, punk.
She's
People
always
get
human.
better every
after
day,
all.
you know.
People get better, harder, faster, stronger every day, you know.
People get robot rock every day.
True!
If you,
People
If you
get
think I'll always-
aerodynamic every day.
if you think I'll always be crummy at cooking, then you're quite mistaken. Right, Rika?
I have to watch, or else I get worried about the pot and the flame. Sometimes you forget to turn the gas off, too.
Dang, Rika's just tearing into her. Almost like a certain man's neck. Everyone burst into laughter. And it has to be like wahaha. That shouldn't be an issue with cooking. Even I would never do that. Keiichi, just stop. You're digging your own grave, my dude. Please.
I don't want to hear that from someone who eats nothing but cup ramen.
But Satoko can cook pretty well for herself, you know?
Rena, it's fine. You don't need to force yourself to cover up for her like that.
No, I'm not trying to cover for her or anything. It's just that Rika-chan's cooking is by far the best of all of us. So hers doesn't stand out. Satoko has mastered the basics too, right?
At the very least, I can cook rice and miso soup.
Okay, so I know this was before like cooking became a word people use to like say they agree with something. But it is kind of funny if you read this with that context. Anyway.
It's not even agreed so much as, like, crafting.
Well, she can't quite tell the difference between cauliflower and broccoli, though.
Star. They're both the same anyway once you boil them.
Sadako erupted into anger, making two fists and swinging them above her head. Everyone laughed a lot after that. What are these laughs?
My god. The others don't matter. I cannot stand being laughed at by you, Keiichi-san.
Yes, perhaps I do lag behind everyone else in terms of cooking skill. But at least I'm confident I'd never lose to you, Sadako! Not to you, at least.
What was that? You have the gall to say you're confident? That's what's daft punk here.
Yeah, get her, Sadako!
I might not seem like a good cook, but I take turns with Rika, you know. I can cook just fine for myself, thank you.
I see. Good for you for being able to cook. I'll buy some candy for you as a present later. I patted Sadako on the head while I made fun of her. Sadako seemed to know I was making fun of her, too, since her face went bright red very quickly, and steam started to pour out like she was a kettle.
You don't believe me, do you? Anyway, I can cook far better than you can, Casey-san.
I see. Then if you can tell me the difference between cauliflower and broccoli, I'll believe you. Come on, let's hear it. I'm going anime mode.
The green one is broccoli. Or, no, the yellow one. Cauliflower is blue, red, green.
Oh, what about the first one? Hey,
Come on now. What color is broccoli? Blue, red, green? It's not a television. Come on, say it, say it.
Say the line.
Sadako can cook just fine without knowing what color broccoli... Sorry, I don't have the right intonation for this line. Sadako can cook just fine without knowing what color broccoli is. White?
Whoa.
Good for you, good for you!
You get to practice your Erica voice early.
Thank you, High Wall. High Wall Croft.
Hello.
Stupid Katie. What?
Oh, it was nothing to cry hysterically about. She's so goddamn cute. I stroked her head as hard as I could. Ruffle, ruffle, ruffle.
it was cute.
If you're going to act so smug, then you can surely show us something better than Sadako. Remarked Mion, giving me just a slightly mean smile. Actually, well, I had no confidence at all in my cooking. But the situation carried me along, and I decided to deliver an impressive declaration. Just you wait. Tonight, I will make the best darn meal you've ever seen. I'll even make a little too much and pack it for lunch tomorrow. You'll be so surprised you'll fall over.
That sounds like fun. I can't wait for lunchtime tomorrow.
Rika is definitely preying on our downfall. I don't blame her. Rika-chan petted me on the head, which she only ever
There's
does...
only one time.
There's only
she
one
does that.
reason. Okay, so for context,
Man just wants to dab on the child.
For context for Yadon, it was explicitly stated that the only reason Rika-chan ever pets somebody on the head is to console them. So she's basically saying that she has zero confidence in us.
You're a dead man walking.
Yeah. Her words of "can't wait" sounded so transparent.
Rena's excited too. I promise I won't laugh no matter what you make.
Oh no. Alright, so maybe I'll go all out on my bento tomorrow too. Then let's do this. Let's have a bento showdown tomorrow. As a club activity, of course. And we'll throw in a punishment game too.
My, what an ingenious idea that is. How is that, Katie-san? I'll give you one chance to back down.
Sadako wiped her tears and snarled at me, as if this was her chance to turn things around. Maybe this is bad? I feel like maybe the conversation is getting pretty out of hand. Oh, if I apologize, now's my chance? But what came out of my Keiichi Mayapara's mouth was a statement so reckless it even frightened me. Yeah, you're on! My bento tomorrow will knock you right out of your shoes. Whoa!
Whoa!
Everyone raised their voices in surprise at my bold, confident reply.
Neon's fucking expression here.
Yeah,
says
she's like-
everything.
She's like, you're gonna burn the fucking house down, aren't you, Keiichi?
You're gonna
We're
beat
gonna
up
need-
the
we're
child,
gonna
aren't
need-
you, Keiichi?
We're gonna need a construction crew. That's what they're expecting to say. And
Yeah,
like,
we're gonna
oh
need.
man, I have
We're
to get
gonna
all
need to
my uncles
flood.
here.
We're gonna need to flood the Mayabara Manors to put out the fire. Some
They're gonna need to put up the dam.
construction site.
Yeah.
Anyway. Now I've done it. What have I done? I'm so irresponsible.
So, Mian-san, what sort of fantastic punishment game will we have to play if we lose?
Sadako grinned fearlessly, as if to say that it was already decided I'd be playing said fantastic punishment game. Let's see. Okay, how about this? Whoever loses tomorrow's Bento Showdown during lunch break tomorrow has to go up to Chie-sensei as she's eating in the teacher's lounge and say bad things about curry.
Okay, that's just a death sentence. That's just execution right there.
Mi-chan!
How terrifying.
Everyone went pale and gasped at how truly terrifying the punishment game was. Chie-sensei is such a maniac about curry that she'd risk her life for it. And she also apparently has a closed field barrier. And to go up to her and start saying bad things about curry? What kind of fate would await us? Just trying to imagine it was scary. And as everyone looked blankly amazed at the terrifying punishment game, Rika-chan spoke.
Tomorrow's contest will be decided by skill.
Rena, Mion, and Sadako. Everyone nodded deeply in agreement.
Although Keiichi-san's problem might be his own dinner tonight, rather than tomorrow's bento. Oh ho ho.
Ha! How disappointing that you can't witness what an amazing dinner I'm going to make tonight! I'll let you have a glimpse of it in my bento tomorrow, so look forward to it.
That is quite a lot of grandstanding. You do know what will happen if you come to us with something terrible, right?
I just can't wait. How much trouble you'll be in with Chie-sensei tomorrow, Sadako. I don't know how to do that laugh.
Yes, I can't wait either. To see you, Keiichi-san, groveling before her and begging for forgiveness. Saying it all with tears streaming down your face. Yes, I can just see it now.
What was that? Yank.
Oh my god. Stretch.
I think that's probably narration, but it's like just a sound effect, I think.
It's onomatopoeia.
Anyway,
Stretch.
Yeah.
both of us, on the verge of tears, pull on each other's cheeks. Stretch. Trying to muster up all your desperation by placing yourself in a predicament. Kei-chan, that's so manly.
I think Ryukishi likes being teased by girls. That isn't manly or anything of the sort. It's called being reckless. He can't even cook well. Stretch.
That's in quotation marks. That's something she actually
Yeah,
says.
she actually said
Yeah.
stretch.
Rena believes in you. I'm looking forward to your wonderful bento.
I'm looking forward very much to seeing Keiichi tomorrow as well.
Oh, that's a sick fucking burn. Holy. Their expected gazes were painful. I was just trying to tease Sadako a little. How did it come to this?
I'll be sure to bring flowers for your funeral.
Yeah, you'd better look forward to it.
I'll make sure to bring the drug that makes you kill yourself.
I don't think that's necessary.
Yeah, I think he's gonna burn his house down.
It's just an easy way out for him.
That's why this is the shortest scenario. He's gonna try and turn on the rice cooker, and his house is
we
just
don't even-
immediately in flames.
We don't even get to the festival. He just dies
Yeah.
before then because his house burns down.
Anyway, how am I able to say such reckless things? I'm being so unreasonable. What the heck is going to happen to my dinner? And the bento showdown tomorrow? No, more importantly, if they make me say bad things about Kurita Chie-sensei's face, what'll happen to me? The extreme contrast between my outward bravado and my inward screaming continued as the hot and humid June afternoon dragged on. That entire day, up until school was over, the whole time, my meal tonight and my bento tomorrow were the only things on my mind. And now that I thought about it, it made Mom seem amazing for planning 3 meals every day of the year. I've complained before about having the same meal in a row once in a while, but now I know how rude that was. More importantly, what am I gonna do about the punishment game tomorrow? And besides that, what am I gonna eat tonight? Boo-hoo!
Keiichi-kun? Keiichi-kun?
Huh? Oh, sorry. I was just thinking about stuff.
I'm stuff.
About what to make tonight? Or about the bento showdown tomorrow?
She hit the mark, and I couldn't find anything to say. And my facial expression made obvious the fact that she hit the mark.
For tomorrow's showdown, I think if you do your best to make a bento, you'll be fine. There's nothing superior to a bento you tried really hard to make all by yourself.
Tomorrow's showdown is one thing, but what about dinner tonight? I might suddenly get food poisoning. I couldn't make any more bluffs. I exaggeratedly drooped my shoulders and heaved a sigh from the bottom of my gut. Rena laughed in a shrill way when she saw me do that.
Keiichi-kun, you don't have any confidence in your cooking at all, do you?
So I've been found out.
If it looks like you can't do it no matter how hard you try, you can always give Rena a call.
Really?
But only if you try really hard first, okay? You can't rely on others without first struggling yourself.
Rena seemed naive, but sometimes she was instructive. She didn't just spoil people unconditionally. Rena always seemed like an adult at these moments. Kind of a weird line, but let's move on. If I absolutely can't do it, I'll call you. Though the chances are extremely high.
Go for it! Yay! You were grandstanding so much at Satoko-chan that you have to try your best.
Hey, that's Rika's catchphrase! Hey, about Sadako, how good is she at cooking?
She's at least better than you.
That was so direct. It hit me pretty hard.
You were making fun of her a lot, too. Maybe you should have to struggle just a little, huh?
Rena, you're pretty mean.
Rena isn't all cute, all cute!
Now that I'd provoked Sadako that much, I couldn't just make some crummy bento. I can't believe how loose-lipped I am!
Okay, bye. Good luck. On the cooking. Show everyone that you can do it if you really try.
Yeah! I waved my hand absently in response. Leaving me with words of encouragement and a few pieces of super beginner advice, Rena disappeared past the trees. Isn't super beginner like some Japanese slang? Or like otaku slang?
Possibly.
I forget.
I can't say with any certainty.
Hold on 1 second. I feel like I've heard this before.
I feel like it sounds familiar to me too.
Actually, the current
Don't find
Kalpa to
anything.
search other Kalpa slangs.
Yeah, something like that. Anyway. Alright, time to burn our house down, and then I guess we'll move on to chapter 4, guys. GG, it's been an honor knowing you all.
Oh, the music cut out. Okay.
Yeah, because now it's going to be so scary because we have to prepare a meal by ourselves.
This might be the scariest thing in the entire series so far.
Fine, I'm desperate. So what? Oh yeah, so wait, real quick, just one more thought about this line. Rena disappeared past the trees. Wouldn't it be funny if Rena got murdered and replaced and this was the last time we ever saw her without knowing? Anyway. Fine, I'm desperate. So what? I may not know the ABCs of navigation, and I have neither a sea chart nor a compass. But still, one idiot is taking on the ocean of the Great Cooking Age alone! He's gonna die. And his name is Keiichi Maibara! Let's go! Time to cook! My enthusiasm is peerless. If energy and recklessness was all it took, I could take over the world! However, I'm having a lot of fun voicing this, by the way.
Yeah.
There are plenty of things in the world that can't be achieved with resolution alone. Oh, no.
Then you just don't have enough, clearly.
And cooking was probably the top contender. Therefore, even if it was hastily prepared knowledge, I wanted something to help me. I made up my mind and fished through the kitchen cabinets. I was on the hunt for a cookbook. My mom should have had a few of them. For a complete amateur like me, the first thing I needed was information. Just like he who would cross the oceans needed a compass. For me, a cookbook was absolutely indispensable. Oh, here's one. Its worn out, wrinkled cover made it feel somehow reliable. Okay, as long as I've got this. It's easier to give it a shot and think about it, right? Anyone can concoct the taste of a gourmet chef as long as they have a cookbook. Star! Cookbooks are great!
Star.
And as such optimistic thoughts filled my chest, I flipped through the pages.
Why is his brain in his chest?
Shush. However...
He's a super battle droid.
Whoa. It played with technical terminology like toys. I just couldn't see how to actually make things. Ah, you knew it all along, Keiichi Maibara. If anyone could make delicious food just by reading a book, then there would be no such thing as a gourmet chef in the first place! First off, it calls for 3 teaspoons? But which spoon is that? And it keeps saying to use however much you like? How much exactly are you supposed to use? I also hate when cookbooks do this. Stop using such obscure expressions!
That's a valid criticism.
Strain out the water in a colander? Add salt and pepper to taste? What the heck is a colander? And strain it out like stretching? You can't stretch water droplets like meat. And besides, how much salt and pepper is that supposed to be anyway? He's taking damage from this. Aren't there any beginner-friendly guides in here?
That is beginner-friendly.
It won't do you any good to yell. Cool off, Keiichi Maibara. Think calmly. For now, I'll leave the side dish until after. The rice is more important. Have to cook the rice or I can't start. I know a little about how to cook rice. I didn't cook it with my camping kit when camping all the time for nothing. I'll wash the rice. That should be enough water. And which switch is it? Is it this button? Oh, the lamp turned on! Yeah, Fully automatic rice cookers are one of the 3 sacred treasures, after all. Now pleased by
He's
the
not
rice
wrong.
cooker set, she's right. I pulled myself together and decided to take on the miso soup next. The miso soup I made at day camp was all the instant kind, after all. Well, it would be fine if I just melted the miso into hot water, no doubt. I don't know much about cooking miso soup, but I have a feeling that that is not how you do it.
Well, it's because it's Keiichi, and you know from that alone that it's gonna
Yeah.
be
Like
incorrect.
miso paste?
Yeah, like miso paste, I assume.
I'd imagine that would work.
Well, we'll see, I
I don't
suppose.
see why it wouldn't.
I'll boil the water and put in the miso. Oh, there's boiling water sounds in the background, nice. Huh. How much should I put in? Let's see here. Use the proper amount according to the number of people and your tastes? Enough with the vague expressions! Fine, then I'll put in the proper amount. I crushed the bag of miso in my fist and put half its contents into the pot.
Oh my god!
Oh my goodness.
Oh
Fucking
no!
He just made a killer salt bomb.
Was this really okay? Maybe this was a little too hearty?
Just a touch.
Mm-hmm. They do say miso soup is best when it tastes strong.
Oh
Come to think
my
of it,
god!
my mom's miso soup is a little thin. Maybe I'll like it better with this much in it. I am shaking my head so fast right now. Oh god. I said it aloud as if trying to convince myself. Then, convinced by my own words, I nodded to myself. Alright, the rice and miso soup were probably fine. Next, the side dish. But what should I make? Something I could make that would add color to the meal. That's it. Why don't I stir fry some vegetables? Oh, this is gonna go great. You can eat vegetables raw too, and they won't die from just a little bit of fire. I was so cute then, not realizing that the level of my thoughts had fallen from what would look great in a meal to what would be easy to make. There were quite a few vegetables in the refrigerator. What kind of vegetables go in a stir fry? Bean sprouts? Cabbage? Chives? Onions? Can you put cucumbers and lettuce in?
Oh my god.
I don't think cucumbers would be bad. Lettuce...
Lettuce is not stir-fry material.
Cucumbers is probably fine.
You can justify cucumbers at least.
For now, I grabbed a nearby cutting board, cut them into chunks, and tossed them into a wok. Oh no, is he gonna try to do it by hand? Oh no. He's fucked. This has gotten pretty exciting. Is this the true worth of men's cooking? Hey, this is actually getting kind of fun. All of a sudden, there was a pile of vegetables in the wok. Alright, next is the salad oil. Oh no. Oh no.
How did they oil a salad?
No. Guys, he didn't put the oil in first. Guys, he's about to set his house on fire, guys. Glug, glug, glug went the salad oil. It'd be more exciting if I filled it to the brim!
Dude, holy shit.
Oh,
This is just an
no!
This is just like an adventure for him.
No! Whoops, a bit leaked out. Oh no! Well, no point in worrying about something so minor. The great Keiichi Maibara's cooking is exciting. Okay, let's turn on the heat. Oh, and he didn't have the heat on. Oh no! Oh, Lord. Okay, this is the screenshot. There we go. Whoosh. The salad oil filling the wok to the brim caught fire, and flames reached up to the sky. By the way, for anyone not familiar, salad oil is basically just like a tasteless oil for like frying stuff.
I've
Anyway.
never seen salad oil in person. I've only used vegetable oil.
I mean,
I've never seen salad oil and vegetable oil in the same room. Can you really confirm they're different?
it's kind of the same thing. The point is just that it's oil without much flavor. Anyway. Amazing! Maybe I can be an Iron Chef, too! What if I'm really good at cooking with fire? Those words were spoken by delusion. I was saying something so outrageously careless, but when the words came out, they sort of convinced me.
He's literally gaslighting himself.
It's
Oh,
base.
he's gaslighting himself in more ways than one, baby. Yes, I am an Iron Chef. Ow, hot, hot, hot! Right as the crazy pillar of flame started to burn the ceiling, I finally realized that the fabulous cooking before my eyes had culminated into an actually life-threatening disaster. Wait, what? Could I have been doing something insane?
No,
Huh?
No.
never.
The force of the flame grew stronger and stronger. Wait, what? What? That was backwards, but it's fine.
So he's just standing there screaming like a fucking sim.
Yes, basically. Sadako, you're up.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. What in the world are you doing? You must stop the flames this instant.
Kerthwack! Somebody forcefully struck me in the back of the head. Deserved. When I turned around to see what was going on, to my surprise, I saw Sadako and Rika-chan there. Okay, so they broke into the house. Great. Eh?
Is this like a reverse Home
Sadako?
Alone situation?
I mean, to be fair, they have a valid reason to break in at this point, but...
Satoko basically is Home Alone guy.
Eh? Sadako?
Home Alone.
Rika-chan?
Yeah, Macaulay Culkin.
As I stood in wonder at their unexpected entrance, Sadako shoved me out of the way and turned off the gas. Then Rika-chan got a towel soaked in water, spread it out, and placed it over the pot. She continued to soak more towels and put a second on, then a third. Once a whole bunch were piled on, the fire finally stopped. All of it had happened in a few moments. Okay, so I know not to pull us out of the scene too much, but it is interesting that Keiichi was like so worried about like somebody's gonna break into my house and kill me, but like they broke in so easily.
There's
If
like
they tried-
there's two
if they
children
tried-
walking through the front
Yeah,
door.
they broke in so easily.
No. If
So-
someone tried, Keiichi would have just thrown flaming salad oil on them.
Oh, true, because he's an Iron Chef. Anyway, having avoided a huge fire by a hair's breadth, the three of us gasped for air. Wait, what are you doing in my house? You're trespassing on private property.
Yes, well, Keiichi-san, you've been caught red-handed in an act of arson. It was just about to turn into a huge building fire, wasn't it?
It would be very, very sad if Keiichi was homeless after this.
And after pretending to be an Iron Chef, I finally began to take in the situation.
Ryuji see you in real time.
Ugh. So, that was really about to set the house on fire? What do you think, Keiichi? It was reaching the ceiling!
Is that not obvious? Just look at it. The ceiling is all sooty, is it not? Chimneys are the only things that should be sooty.
Sadako was seriously mad at me. I wonder why! Maybe it's because you almost burned your fucking house down. Maybe they saved my life. What do you mean, maybe?
Maybe.
Maybe.
Well, might have been that's a possibility.
We're just gonna stand there and watch it burn.
Okay,
Keiichi
Keiichi,
has the fire resistance perk.
can we all agree that Keiichi needs somebody to beat the shit out of him after this?
No. That's what Reddit exists for.
Yeah,
He's
he
gonna
needs
get
to,
beaten
he
up
needs
by
to
the
get
kids.
jumped into Hinamizawa for real. Anyway, according to what they said, I was so absorbed in my fiery cooking that I hadn't noticed when Sadako and Rika-chan rang the doorbell. But they could tell someone was home, so they came in to check.
They just ran in without any
goodness.
response.
They did. I mean, to be fair, I think it's pretty reasonable considering Keiichi's level of incompetence. Anyway.
If Sadako and I hadn't come, the fire engines would have been going wee-oo right now.
Keiichi-san, do you understand how serious this was?
At some point, I had sat down on my knees as I listened obediently. I'm sorry. You two saved my life.
We thought we would come and see what a fabulous dinner you made, but as we thought, it's a mess. At this rate, we won't even need to look at your bento.
You're mean. So you and Rika-chan came all this way just to see what I'd make for dinner?
Us being mean saved your house and your life. Is that not something to take to heart?
Yes, I'm sorry, Sadako-san.
Maybe this is his ooh-woo arc.
Oh my god. That's the curse. That's why he's getting killed.
Okay, hold on. I just noticed a mistake in this line. He didn't say Sadako-sama. At this point, having shown them such a disaster, I couldn't exactly make any more bluffs. I'd completely surrendered.
And yet, you tried really hard on the curry. Where did the Keiichi-san from back then go? Jeez.
I had all our underclassmen help me then. I just borrowed entire pots from the other teams. I didn't really cook anything.
Keiichi-san, you cheated! Jeez, you might have been doing what our club usually does, but that was terrible.
Pouring salt into the other team's pots seemed far more terrible to me.
When no one was looking, Keiichi stole 40 pots of curry. That's as many as 4 tens, and that's terrible.
True. But Sadako was in control right now, so I couldn't respond. I obediently hang my head to her.
By the way, Keiichi-san, this terrible pot. This wasn't supposed to be miso soup, was it?
Sadako stared at the pot, totally full of miso with an awful expression. Ah, so I really did get the amount wrong. Judging by the look on Sadako's face, whatever was in the pot couldn't be called miso anymore. Forget the miso soup! The rice should be cooked just fine. Rice cookers these days are pretty convenient. It should be just about done.
Meep, it's not cooked. See, the inside is still all watery.
Eh? What? But I switched it on and the little light came on!
Keiichi-san, the button you pushed was the timer button, okay? It's set for breakfast, so it won't turn on until tomorrow morning.
Yeah! So then what? In the end, I don't have a side dish, or miso soup, or even rice!
None of that initial screen came through.
That's okay. You'll hear it in the
noise suppression is incredible.
I don't know
Oh,
what's happening
right.
with the noise suppression because, like, I've turned it off fully, but still noise suppression.
Yeah, I forgot it comes up in the recording anyways.
Anyway. So I couldn't make anything myself?
Oh, it serves you right. So, have you finally realized your place? Come, admit it, say it. I, Keiichi Mayabara, am all bark and a much crummier cook than Satoko Hojo-san.
Yeah! I'm a terrible person and a crummier cook than Sadako! I beg your forgiveness! I fainted in agony. Rika-chan pat my head, satisfied at the sight. And Sadako laughed loudly in triumph. I've completely lost. That was the chapter start sound. Interesting. In the end, I talked big, but couldn't make a single dish adequately. At this rate, I'll go without dinner. And tomorrow morning, no breakfast, and no bento for lunch either. I didn't know how many days it would be before my parents returned, but at this rate, without a doubt, I'll starve to death!
Meep.
Of course, I'll have no bento tomorrow either.
Meep.
And I'm sure to get the punishment game tomorrow. Yeah!
Meep. 3 music notes.
Rika-chan kept on patting my head with a smile on her face that couldn't possibly get any bigger. Sadako, completely appalled at how unsightly I looked, heaved a heavy sigh.
Oh, men are just so pathetic, aren't they? Isn't he a teenager?
Yes.
Come on,
Yes.
please move yourself out of the way.
As I sobbed like a girl, Sadako, displeased, brushed me aside, dumped the remains of the miso soup into the sink tidy, and then began to rinse out the pot.
I just like, the whole time they forgot to mention that Keiichi's actually 35.
See, here's the fun part, right? That's a real possibility. Except, not that they forgot to mention it, but they intentionally obscured it. So, that's a fun thing to think about. Anyway, don't worry about it, Sadako. I can at least clean up after my own mess. I couldn't have Sadako clean up the cooking utensils I made a mess of. But when I tried to stop her, Rika-chan pulled on my clothes.
Keiichi, you can just be silent and watch.
Yeah, we don't need you, like, jacking up the water bill, you know? You're drowning everyone in the house, leaving the sink running. She
Oh, it's just
grinned
like that
as
one
she
dam.
said, just like a dam overflowing, ready to burst.
As if a down.
As if... as though. She grinned as she said it. Be quiet and watch. What are you saying, Rika-chan?
She meant just what she said. Keiichi-san, just be quiet and leave this to me.
Sadako turned around and declared, seeming bothered. As if to say that amateurs should keep their hands off. Her annoyed expression was a little scary. Leave what to you? Sadako didn't answer. Instead, she spun back around and began to rifle through the pots and the refrigerator. Hey, wait! Don't mess with them too much. If you turn the place inside out, my mom might get mad at me later.
Would you just be quiet already? Men are supposed to enter the kitchen. Rika.
A lot of sexism in this chapter.
Aye, aye, sir.
Sadako snapped her fingers, and Rika-chan got on her tiptoes, grabbed me by the back of my neck, and started dragging me away. Leaving Sadako alone in the kitchen, Rika-chan dragged me back into the living room. Hey, stop! Rika-chan! Let me go already! If we leave it to Sadako, the kitchen will be a disaster!
Sadako came to see how she beat you today. It's her revenge.
Revenge? Come to think of it, her face looked kind of grim. Eventually, from the kitchen, there was the sound of a faucet being twisted and a stove dial being turned. I began to hear the nostalgic sounds that made me envision dinner time, the refrigerator opening and closing, ingredients being cut on the chopping board. What did that mean? Was Sadako... Was she cooking? Oh, hell yeah, she cooking!
What was she cooking?
Keiichi made fun of her quite a lot. Satoko wanted to show you that she can cook proper meals, too.
Ugh. Just listening to it like this. There have been any sounds of blood spilling or bursting or explosions. At this point, at least, she had proven she was a more skillful cook than me. Keiichi, that's not a difficult accomplishment.
The bar has never been lower.
The bar really has never been lower. I can cook better than that. In the cooking showdown with Sadako Hojo versus Keiichi Maibara, it looked like victory had already been decided. I recalled Sadako's slightly annoyed expression from before. I was making fun of Sadako too much today, wasn't I? Is she holding a grudge? We were just provoking each other with our usual back and forth. But I also think I maybe overdid it. At the very least, I shouldn't have made fun of Sadako, who could cook for herself when I'd never cooked any other than for recreation before.
Satoko isn't holding very much of a grudge.
But she came all this way to my house and pushed her way in. She's gotta be mad. I quietly took a peek into the kitchen. She definitely looked different from the usual bird-brained Sadako. Her eyes were sharp, and her movements were brisk, to the point where it was a little scary. Then, she must have noticed me, because she turned around and shot me an annoyed glare. I cringed in fear and hastily pulled my head back out. She's mad. She's totally mad. How will she take revenge on me?
And put a needle in the mochi.
She's gonna put a needle in the miso, actually.
That's
So
just
easier to
Satoko
avoid.
being serious, because she doesn't want to fail. She isn't angry or anything.
Sorry, you were saying.
That's just
That-
Satoko being serious
not
because
you.
she doesn't want to fail. Oh.
It'd be a lot easier to catch the needle in miso.
No. What makes you think that? Anyway. How can you say she isn't angry? I've never seen Sadako be this frightening.
Speak of the devil.
Keiichi-san, I can hear that, you know.
Sorry! I jumped at
I say
Sadako's...
sorry.
Sorry!
What?
I jumped at Sadako's angry outburst and faced towards the kitchen. I felt exactly like a kid who had done something bad once, and gotten called to the teacher's lounge.
Where do you keep the miso? The refrigerator's so big that I don't see any of it anywhere.
I am sorry. The miso soup. It's on the middle shelf in the fridge, at the back left of the lower rack.
What is this? You need to close the miso. You need to close the miso package after you finish with it. It's getting the inside of the refrigerator dirty, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
He's
You're
truly
getting
bad.
getting butchered by the noise suppression.
It'll be great in the VOD, don't worry.
Yeah, noise suppression's been brutal on you today.
Yeah, I just don't understand. Why is this happening to me?
Part of the sentences even getting cut off, actually.
Before I can look for something to wipe it with, Sadako wiped it off with a wet dish towel.
I swear, how are men so bad at cleaning up after themselves? I shudder to think that you'll become an adult like this.
Ugh. I couldn't talk back to Sadako today. The only thing I could do was obediently lower my head and apologize. As Sadako nitpicked and I apologized, a good smell began to fill the kitchen.
This is how you prepare the miso for the soup. You scoop a little out with a ladle and break it up with your chopsticks. It's important to add a little at a time and keep tasting it. Dumping the entire thing into the pot is absolutely outrageous.
I'm sorry. I never paid attention in home ec class.
You're pathetic, I swear. Men, grumble, grumble.
It's a reference!
What does God have to do with any of this?
I cowered at her annoying sounding, or at her annoyed sounding muttering. That's a very big difference between those two things.
No, they can be the same.
But looking at her like this, she seemed quite good at cooking. It had just been overshadowed by Rena and Rika-chan's artistic abilities. Sadako's skills were clearly enough to get passing marks.
Hey, if you have time to zone out like that, then you can go set the table. Rika and I will be eating too, so set 3 places.
Ah, on it! I hastily took 3 people's worth of dishes and such from cabinets and headed to the dining room. And then I tripped and fell and I dropped everything, and I looked like that one image of like the Pepe with the McDonald's on the floor, you know what I mean?
Oh god.
When I returned there, I could hear laughter from a variety show on the television.
And the second frame is just Sadako standing over him.
Indeed. Rika-chan was sprawled out on the couch, watching television and relaxing. When she noticed me putting the dishes out on the table, she came scampering up.
Dinner time is soon. Dinner at Keiichi's house. Nipa!
Yep, there you go. Rika-chan, you're in a good mood. That's a pretty big difference from Sadako.
Sadako isn't in a bad mood at all. She's enjoying herself more than she has in a long time.
Enjoying herself? Seriously?
She's like how she was when her Nini was with her. It really has been a long time since I've seen Sadako look like she's having so much fun.
Nini? Gee, I wonder who that could be. We'll never find out. Nini?
It's a
Especially not in
mystery.
this chapter.
What the heck is
Yeah.
Nini? Is that a sound cats make? Nini! Not really.
Nini means brother. Satoko's older brother.
Satoko's older brother.
He's named Satoshi. Haven't you heard his name before? Maybe in a previous Kalpa?
Satoshi. Satoshi Hojo? Maybe I have, maybe I haven't. At least he didn't go to our school. Anymore. Satoshi, huh? Sadako's older brother.
New OST.
Yeah, new OST, let's go! That's the first I've heard of him. She had a brother, huh? I didn't know that.
She does have one.
Saying that, Rika-chan grinned even more brightly and went Nippa again.
When Sadako was with Satoshi, she always looked like she was having fun, just like this. It really has been a long time since I've seen Sadako enjoying herself this much.
However I looked at it, she seemed to be in a bad mood. But her good friend, Rika-chan, was saying that it was actually the opposite. Is she really enjoying herself?
She must be remembering the time she spent with her Nini. It's nostalgic.
Nostalgic? Huh. Then does he live apart from Sadako? Live is a strong word. Maybe Sadako's older brother Satoshi is actually a lot older than her? He must have gone off on his own and was living by himself far away.
In hell?
Sadako seems like she got along with this Satoshi person.
He did. The two of them got along very well. Past tense.
She spread her arms wide to demonstrate the width of how well they got along. According to Rika-chan, Sadako supported her docile, slightly unreliable older brother through nagging. That was their relationship. I see. That certainly applied to the current situation. We had me, unreliable, unable to cook even a single dish properly, and Sadako, who redid it while scolding me. Could Sadako have been getting a glimpse of her brother, who now lived far away, through me? So she would always nitpick whatever Satoshi did, but she firmly supported him, and they got along well.
Today, she was the one. She suggested we should go to Keiichi's house.
She said, "There's no way the unreliable Keiichi-san could possibly make dinner." Well, I guess you can say this if you want.
There's no way
No, it's
Oh,
Sadako. Technically, it's
There's
narration.
no way the unreliable Casey-san could possibly make dinner. We need to go make it for him.
Then she didn't come here to get revenge or to get even or anything like that.
She couldn't leave you alone. Even now, Satoko is a proper little sister.
I was an only child. I didn't know how it felt to have siblings. Of course, I'd never had a little sister like Sadako. But I felt that in this moment, I was an older brother, obediently and helplessly being looked after by her. Without any teasing or messing around, I'm going to give thanks for her trouble. That's what I honestly thought.
Casey-san, do you know where on earth the ladle is?
It's somewhere in this kitchen. Sorry. The ladle should be in the drawer to your right. I ran into the kitchen, got the ladle out of the drawer, and offered it to Sadako.
It's all done. Have you put the bowls and things out?
Yeah, everything's A-okay.
Then let us have our meal. Rika, it's time for dinner.
Me.
I heard Rika-chan's effervescent voice coming from the dining room. I almost said the dying room. Sadako turned off the gas flame on the stove and lifted up the pot of miso soup.
Did you bring the rice cooker, Casey-san? Be careful not to flip it over, alright? You idiot.
Right. I'll be careful. I can carry rice cookers just fine without being warned about it. I thought about replying like that, but I decided not to. No mean words or witty retorts today. Rice with steam billowing from it, and miso soup, as well as a handful of side dishes. On the table was a truly firm, family-oriented dinner. It wasn't weird at all or extravagant. It was a daily meal, the sort a housewife would make.
What do you mean it wasn't weird at all?
Like, she didn't make fucking, I
She
don't
didn't
know,
make
raspberry
wheat
cheesecake.
test
full
Miso
of
that
sugar.
kills,
whatever.
makes you kill yourself.
No.
She didn't put needles in it.
Okay, anyway.
So mid.
It was very nonchalant and brimming with liveliness.
Then let us eat.
Okay, 3, 2, 1. Thank you for the food.
Thank you for the food.
Close enough.
Perfectly
Itadakimasu.
Itadakimasu!
Itadakimasu.
At Sadako's command, Rika-chan and I both thanked her in a loud voice. Oh, so we should have had Soggy say 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. There's the thumbnail. There we go. I made light of you, Sadako. You've beaten me soundly.
Oh, do you have a better opinion of me now? I may still not be as good as Rika or Renasan, but I can cook far better than the helpless Keiichi-san.
Yeah. I know better now. This is oddly wholesome. This is gonna go very badly.
Which means she's gonna stab him a lot.
This is gonna go
It's the
downhill
shortest-
fast.
It's the shortest chapter, guys. Keep that in mind.
I feel like it's somehow gonna be like one of the longest.
I've said this before. I already heard that this chapter is not very short. So
I assumed that the shortest chapter was just a joke about her height.
I'm playing a Doom mod right now.
Oh.
That did not occur to me. I recall it being relative, like not terribly long, but there are some sections that go on for longer than others, like in terms of relative
I'm
arc length
sure.
bits.
Let's not go into any more detail about that. I wanna experience
Yeah.
this. Anyway, after I honestly admitted my defeat, Sadako's expression finally softened, and she laughed with her normally loud and cheerful voice. Chomp chomp. Oh, the rice is cooked really well. Well, it's a rice cooker, Keiichi. Though she used the rice cooker, it tasted a little different from the rice my mom made. Maybe she used a different amount of water for it. Even so, I could feel Sadako's personality from the rice, which made it taste better than usual.
You could taste a little bit of goblin in there.
Does goblin taste good? I don't know.
Goblin soup stock.
Goblin to goblin soup.
I would try goblin stock at least once. Anyway.
You're a braver man than I.
The miso soup was I mean, goblins are basically just animals. They're just little green animals. Anyway.
Hey, you take that back.
Shut up. You don't even have rice. The miso soup was a little on the thick side, but it was still delicious. The side dishes, while not exactly flashy, tasted great as well. It was also appetizing and I couldn't stop eating. The side dishes are well done too. Sadako, you're not a bad cook after all. I gave my honest impression, without a hint of sarcasm. Sadako seemed to have been expecting some, because when I praised her so honestly, she got flustered instead.
Ah ha ha, your praise honors me. Oh, your praise honors me, but it's nothing so grand. The side dishes are just things I bought at the store and heated up. This and this. All I did was open the can. I can only really make rice and miso soup myself.
Sadako said, embarrassed, her face a bit flushed. There was none of her normal verbal abuse or sarcasm in there either.
I can't make anything except rice and miso soup. But when you get ready-made side dishes and put them on the table too, it turns into something fairly splendid.
My mom uses ready-made side dishes and canned goods too. It's nothing to be so embarrassed about. This is a fantastic dinner. I gave her honest praise. I've never met Sadako's brother, but Satoshi would probably praise her in the same way.
Well, I suppose it's enough now that you've come to realize that I can hold my own in the kitchen. Would you like seconds? There's plenty of miso soup still left.
Huh? Did that brat just awkwardly change the subject? When I realized my response had been off the mark, it made me a little happy.
When we eat rice like this, it's fun. Like reading with Satoshi.
Rika-chan mentioned Sadako's older brother's name again. Sadako's chopsticks paused, and she looked up at the ceiling.
Oh, nostalgic. I wonder what he could be doing right now.
She had a faraway smile, as if yearning for a friend who had moved away. There's two interesting words in this sentence.
As if?
It was as if. There was an as if in that sentence. From how it looked, I got the impression she hadn't seen Satoshi in quite some time. Sadako realized I was giving her a blank stare.
I do apologize. Satoshi's my Nini. No, my older brother.
Ah, okay. I see. Nini must have been a nickname only Sadako used for him. It was funny to see her hastily deny it.
I was rather surprised the person with such few living skills had the ability to run away. Well, I'm sure he'll pack up shop at some point and return out of the blue.
So he ran away. There was another story to what Sadako had said so cheerfully. The reason for Satoshi not living with her was a little serious. Just a smidge. Everyone had been talking about it in such an upbeat way, so I continued to talk about him. Should I not have broached the subject at all? I hastily took a look at Sadako's face after thinking that, but there was no trace of the gloomy expression I'd been worrying about.
Well, he's not old enough to be dreaming of living on his own. Nini won't be able to do it for long anyway. He has no endurance.
Alright, Rika. You're up.
Forgot to mute.
Satoshi may not look like it, but he's a very persevering person. He's a lot more persevering than you think.
Nice.
Rika, you always take Nini's side right away. You're a little too nice to him.
Satoko is just too harsh on Nini. You should treat him more kindly when he comes back.
Sadako and Rika-chan's views regarding Nini, aka Sadashi, were parallel to each other. But I could easily tell that both of them really liked him. They were so optimistic too. Even though he had run away from them, it was like they were going to see him again next week. Sadako and Rika-chan both liked Sadashi even now, and waited for him, believing he would surely return. I've never met him, but I know for sure that this Sadashi person was a really good guy. I had thought Sadako would be deeply hurt by her brother running away. But she had already overcome that!
He knows he was a good guy.
Yeah.
He's just gotta be.
I'm sure she's already overcome that and isn't coping at all. She was still being the energetic little sister, always full of vim and vigor, as if to say her brother could come back anytime he'd like.
Well, you can't say that on Natty
As if.
TV.
To say her brother could come back anytime he liked. I thought that Sadako didn't think through anything and just frolicked and played practical jokes every day, and that was it. But she was really... yeah.
Question mark. Why are you petting my head?
I roughly rubbed a hand through Sadako's hair. I misunderstood you, Sadako. I didn't know you were this level-headed. Sadako seemed to think I was making fun of her and tried to bat away my hand. But then she saw that there wasn't even a trace of malice on my face, and obediently granted me her head. Yep, Sadako's level-headed. She sure is.
I've been level-headed from the start. I was just playing pranks on you because you always do it to me.
That was her usual provocation, but I decided not to buy into it today. You're right. You were just doing it to go along with me. But you really were so level-headed. Good for you.
Is that actually a compliment? It seems kind of like... it kind of seems like you're making fun of me.
I'm not trying to make fun of you at all. I'm seriously complimenting you. Because if I was making fun of you, Rika-chan would be petting your head too.
That's right, isn't it? When Rika makes fun of people, she usually pets their head.
Meep. These canned sardines are delicious.
Based?
I don't think I've had sardines, actually.
They're good.
Do they taste fishy?
I like them. Just a little bit like fish. Quite fishy.
Rika-chan went "Nippa," and her smile became even brighter. Her attitude was as clear as day, but it was annoyingly cute. So both Sadako and I suddenly burst into laughter.
I do just like that question. It's like, do you think the fish tastes like fish?
Yeah, that was the
Couldn't
joke.
be.
Anyway, that laughter lightened up the table.
I've heard it asked unironically before, so...
Okay, fair enough. The table itself is so dull and simple that I never even thought that people could be laughing like this around it. I mean, to be fair, I guess that's kind of a valid question, because some fish don't have, like, as much of that fishy taste. Like a salmon
kind of...
Might
doesn't
even
really
say
have
a
much
fishy
fishy
aroma.
taste. Oh
I mean, I guess I can kind of get that, but just asking, like, is the fish fishy?
Yes. Is the sun hot?
Is it like that blue stank? You know what I'm saying?
Is it fishy?
Is it like Granddaddy Purple?
Oh god.
Okay.
This is a joke only me and Grumble and Soggy get. So anyway, and then I finally came to realize something really obvious.
And huffing too much galaxy gas.
Dinner is better if you're laughing while you're eating, huh?
Of course it is. Laughing makes it taste better.
How rude. The food is good because I'm a good cook, obviously.
Sadako, count us down, because that's what happened last time.
3, 2, 1.
That was pretty good. This harmonious moment, this happy circle, it was completely different than spending time with family, but still somehow nostalgic. Sadako, do you want to see Nini?
I didn't say Nini. Call him my brother, please.
Hey, wait, you've been saying Nini this, Nini that this whole time. I grinned wryly and decided to just call him brother like she told me. Sadako, do you want to see your brother? Ryukishi likes to repeat himself. Rika-chan stopped eating, then looked back and forth between my face and Sadako's. Sadako was smiling. She looked like she was trying to choose her words. Just from that, Sadako conveyed her feelings. Honestly, she wished he would come home right now. But she wasn't that weak. Satoshi should just do what he wanted until he was satisfied. In return, she'd let them have the scolding of this lifetime. And then she'd have dinner with him, and lay out his futon for him. All these things are going to happen to
strangle him.
Satoshi in the future, because he's alive.
And he's gonna return.
Well, of course I want to see him again. It's been almost a year.
It's been that long already. Rika-chan smiled thinly, her eyes appearing to look far away.
Well...
Sorry, whoops.
Well, Nini can do what he wants. It would lighten my load if he came back with more muscles and knowing how to do housework, of course.
See? You said Nini again.
You said it.
I did not. I would never call Nini Nini.
Things rapidly returned to the usual lively atmosphere of lunchtime at school. But nothing changed about Sadako's feelings towards her brother. She was living so bravely and so strongly. Hey, Satoshi. Your sister is trying so hard to watch the place while you're gone, isn't she? Give it a rest, and come back soon, got it?
Come back from the grave soon.
I mean, apparently that's
So
possible.
pessimistic.
Satoko, it's time to clean up, or else we will get sleepy.
It was when we were all watching TV while enjoying some tea after dinner. Rika-chan let out a big yawn and then spoke. Sadako and I both looked at the clock and noticed how late it had gotten. No, perhaps we both realized it already. We just didn't want this warm moment to end. Maybe we didn't want to say anything.
Oh, this will not do. I still haven't washed the dishes yet.
Don't worry about it. I can do that much, at least. You made a great dinner, so I can't let you do the dishes, too.
Are you sure you'll be alright? When people who are not used to it try and wash them, the soap could make the dishes slip out our hands, you know?
Jeez, she's turned into a perfect nagging little sister. It was charming and awkward. Emotions like that were all mixed up inside me. I gave her a vague, dry smile.
One might even say an empty gray smile.
Oh my god, we're
Paige,
not
you can
there
at least
yet.
wash dishes. If you break one and hurt yourself, I'll give you pettings at school tomorrow. Ooh.
Rika-chan yawned again, so wide you could see her molars.
Let's be specific.
I
It's a
mean,
four guy.
they did mention in the last chapter that Rika yawns really fucking wide. That was specifically mentioned.
Is it really alright? Casey-san is pretty unreliable despite how he looks.
Give me a break. Looks like Keiichi's approval ratings have plummeted in Sadako's mind. Don't worry, I'll clean those dishes up no problem. So don't
You
worry
set someone
about it,
fire
I'll go
again?
home. Yeah, he somehow starts another fire.
He somehow
And then the
creates a
chapter
bomb. He creates
ends.
mustard gas.
Actually, at this hour, I can't let you two go home by yourselves. I'll take you there. Let me
I can
find the
see
key
it.
for my bike.
He just starts mixing chemicals.
Yeah.
Once you've taken us home, like the more types of soap you use, the more effective. Once you've taken us home, Casey-san will be the one going home by himself. You'll be in big trouble if you get lost on the roads at night and end up in Takatsudo. There's no houses or lights out there at all.
I was trying to worry about them going home, but I didn't think they'd be worried about me getting lost. Am I really that unreliable?
Yes.
Yes. She really is being critical, but yeah. This feeling I have, it's not bad. So I ended up not needing to escort them. I saw Sadako and Rika-chan to the gate. Thanks a lot for today. Thanks to you, I got a good cultural dinner.
If Sadako hadn't come, Keiichi would be growling and yowling right now.
Really, it's really good that we came.
They really saved me. I gave them another bow filled with gratitude.
Oh, yes, I put the rice and side dishes into a container, so use that for your bento tomorrow. And for breakfast, you can eat some bread and jam. Strawberry jam and peanut butter were in your refrigerator on the middle shelf to the right. Cocoa powder, too, was in the upper right door of the cupboard.
I know all that. You don't have to go into detail. I was about to say that, but I decided to humbly listen to her. It was then that I finally realized that Sadako, who had appeared to be in a bad mood, was in fact in a great one, just like Rika-chan had said. And that though she nagged a lot, she was very kind.
Then good night.
Make sure to brush your teeth before you go to bed. You have to do it for at least 5 minutes.
I got it, Sadako. I'll brush my teeth and make breakfast for tomorrow. And I'll make sure not to forget the bento.
You need to wake up earlier than usual, or you won't be able to get your breakfast or bento ready. Got it? If you like, I can give you a call a little earlier to wake you up instead of using your alarm clock.
You don't have to go that far. I'll set my alarm clock to wake me up a little early.
Mommy Satoko.
Thanks for being so concerned
Don't
about
ever
me.
say that again.
I mean, is he wrong? Where's the lie?
Not the issue here.
Sadako looked like she had more fault-finding to do. But she stopped and, leaving me with a good night, got on her bike and disappeared down the nighttime road. Rika-chan went to do the same, but then remembered something and came back. What's wrong, Rika-chan? Did you forget something?
I forgot to stab you with the drug that makes you kill yourself. Keiichi, you get 100 points for today. Clap, clap, clap.
Playing
Rika-chan
that one
suddenly
Higurashi map
complimented
if
me.
anyone wants to know to see, by the way.
I'm sorry, I could barely hear that.
Oh, well, I am playing that one Higurashi Doom map if anyone wants to see. I'm streaming it right now.
GM, what the fuck is
Keep
this
going.
image you posted, by the way?
Peak? I posted a peak, you mean?
John,
I made peak for that matter?
his ass is not even close to Guy Fieri. I'm sorry. Okay. Anyway. She clapped her small hands. What was she on about? I didn't do anything worthy of praise, did I? I nearly burned down the house, after all.
Satoko probably felt like her Nini had come home. I think she was having a lot of fun. Once in a while, I want you to go along with Satoko's scolding in the future.
Are you telling me to be like an older brother that she can scold? instead of Satoshi? Rika-chan didn't say anything. She just smiled and went all Nippa.
Forgot to read the start.
Star! This Satoshi person. He has such a great little sister. So what was he unhappy about? If I were Satoshi, I would have never run away from home.
Higurashi had his own circumstances. I'm sure.
I didn't know what he was unhappy with. But whatever the reason, it was no excuse for abandoning Sadako. I hope he comes back soon. I probably can't play the role of her actual Nini forever, you know?
It's okay. You were just like Satoshi today. Please do it again sometime.
If that's what would make Sadako happy, I'd take on this easy role whenever I needed to. Sadako?
Rika.
There you go. Sadako stopped her bike under a distant exterior light and called out to her friend, who wasn't coming no matter how long she waited.
Okay, I have to go. Good night.
Yeah, night.
I can't replace Satoshi, but Keiichi could do it. That's one less piece of baggage I need to shoulder.
Leaving me with that, Rika-chan sped off on her bike. She rode up next to Sadako, and the two of them disappeared in the blink of an eye. Satoshi, seriously, come back soon, got it? If you come home really late, I'll punch you right in the nose. Let's try our best until that day comes, Sadako. Even if I could no longer hear the sounds of their bicycles. I stood there for a while, seeing them off. What a wholesome moment about a girl waiting for her brother to come back. Just so wholesome. Everything's great. Sadako's trap course, elementary. Ooh. Ooh. You're on fire. Attempted cooking was the achievement, by the way. All right, here we go. Sadako's trap course, elementary.
Elementary.
I know one thing for sure. Sadako could fend off an entire army division by holing up in this mountain. I know all about it. Sadako was appointed to the special forces of that one country, where she served as an instructor training on traps.
That one country, huh?
That one country, yeah. You know the one.
Cambodia.
That was actually my first
Holland.
thought for some reason.
Rena.
Wasn't she a Ugandan warlord though?
We need Rena in here.
Perform the Rena summoning ritual.
Stop saying weird things. Somebody help me.
How did it come to this? What traps did we fall for, and how did we fall for them? Mion was caught in a profusely thin pitfall she couldn't escape from, and only her head was poking above the ground. Rena's head was completely covered by a tin bucket. She was squirming around in a vain attempt to remove it. Either of these were really funny, but that's where it ended. At least they had their feet on the ground. Kei-chan, what about you? Think you can get out of that? Hurry up and get out so you can save this old man! You're the one who should be breaking out and saving me, Mion! What do you expect me to do with this frickin' bamboo mat? I was wrapped up in a bamboo mat and hanging 2 meters above the ground. What was this trap and how did I fall into it? Huh? It was Sadako! This all started when they suggested I was unfamiliar with nature, having grown up in the city, and proposed a little exploration on the mountain.
But Rena doesn't really know how it is back there either.
Yeah,
Rena might get lost. How?
The mountain out back, huh? I played there a lot when I was little, but I haven't gone there for years.
Bye.
If you get
See you around, Yadon.
See ya.
Yeah.
If you get lost out there, things can get pretty dangerous.
You can leave the mountain to us. The whole thing is our playground. Isn't that right, Rika?
Neep.
Oh, I see. How reassuring. We'll defer to you two this time and have you be our tour guides.
Wait, Keiji-kun. The summer vacation guidebook says not to play in the mountain because you'll get lost.
It isn't summer vacation yet, so it's alright. we know the path, so there's no need to worry.
Okay, wait. I just had a sudden brain blast, but I'm gonna hold off until after the tip's over. Just letting you know in advance.
The mountain has always been our playground, our backyard. We know all the secret paths and shortcuts.
Yes, both Sadako and Rika-chan knew the path like the back of their hands. Thanks to them, we had our fill of fresh air, gorgeous views, and Mother Nature, the likes of which you can never see in the village. But things got strange partway through.
Oh yes, everyone, I have something to say. From here on, you must follow exactly where I go. The voice is starting to get difficult.
you can tone it down, it's fine.
Satoko can become a normal person again.
Huh?
No, she's not allowed.
What are you talking about all of a sudden?
It would be safer to do as Sadako says.
Oh my. Mi-chan, look at this. What is it? Should I pull it? Should I?
Suddenly, squeak, crash. What? When Rena pulled the kite string, a bundle of bamboo spears fastened to a tree branch all came raining down with a clatter right next to where Rena was standing. Wah!
Fucking Vietnam!
What is this? What? Yeah!
That brings back memories. Satoko made this trap in the second semester of 2nd grade.
That was a close one. The tips of the spears were covered in dog poop, so if one of them hurts you, the wound will start to fester.
Oh my god!
What? Jesus Christ!
Literally violating the Geneva Convention.
I mean, okay, to be fair, that is like a classic warfare tactic, just the poop sword. You know what I'm saying?
That's a biological weapon, bro.
I mean, it worked.
That's a war crime.
It literally worked. Anyway.
It's not a war crime, because it's not a war.
Yeah, it's just a regular
Club
crime.
activities. Yeah. It's not even a regular crime. What?
Oh, it's just a club activity. Never mind.
Yeah.
When did this turn into some guerrilla battlefield? According to Sadako and Rika-chan, earlier in elementary school, Sadako had been on a trap-making craze and set them up along every inch of this mountain.
Keiji-kun, maybe they didn't tell us not to go on the mountain because we'd get lost, but because it's dangerous?
He and I both nodded wholeheartedly at Rena's hypothesis.
Come now, we are hurrying on ahead. If we do not return soon, it will get dark. If it gets dark, it may even become dangerous for me.
But you're the one who brought us to this crazy mountain! Why was an average, healthy Japanese boy like me being forced to deal with life-threatening booby traps? And then, the very moment Sadako and Rika-chan got out of sight was when the three of us all got caught in nice little traps together. Someone get me out! I have to go to the bathroom!
Never mind that! Somebody get this bucket off of me! I can't see in front of me! Ow.
Wait, Rena, don't struggle around so much. I can see your panties!
Oh! Oh, you saw, Keiichi-kun, you saw. Oh.
I think she's into it.
Smash, crash, smash, 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 crash, smash.
She shouldn't even be able to reach that far.
You made me in a bucket, but you could definitely. Bucket Reno is using me as a sample. Yo, new character dropped.
Remember as well, he's 2 meters off the ground, and Rena's still able to hit him with her punches.
Tej.
Nice.
For the thumbnail of this video, you should just take Rena's sprite and just put Photoshop a bucket on top of it.
Yeah, I was thinking that. Bucket Reno was using me.
I think you. Now that we both thought it, you have to do it.
Bucket Reno was using me as a sandbag, and Neon was crying.
Maybe Keiichi's doing the character name
pyramid head
or franchise name character name trope, actually, and maybe this is an entirely different Rena.
Oh my god.
Rena from
You can't-
Bucket.
Yeah,
You can't.
it's like Sans Undertale.
Okay,
You can't get out of the. You can't get out of the pitfall. How sad. How sad.
Please, didn't I already tell you all? You weren't supposed to leave my side.
I finally had an epiphany. Sadako has
First
been
time.
so bent on taking everyone out to the mountain because she wanted to brag about all the traps she'd set here over the years. You could have stopped at just showing them to us. I didn't need to experience how it felt firsthand. Well, I mean, it's your fault for not listening. Rika-chan pets our 3 heads in sequence in an incredibly satisfied mood. Okay, right, so I was going to say, so about that weird cold open, I think I realized what was going on there somewhat, maybe. So that area was definitely not in Hinamizawa. We can all agree, right? There were like signs in the background. That would not happen. No. It did not look like Okinomiya either, or at least not the parts we've seen. So I think it's somewhere else in Shishibone. And what I'm thinking is that, okay, so I already said during like our rap party that I think Sadako's uncle is probably going to come back in this chapter. And we know that he's probably somewhere in Shishibone City, based on what Tomatake said in chapter 1. So, what if this is like the inciting incident for him to be coming back?
I can see that.
Yeah, that's my thought. So, that's all. Anyway, let's move on.
My big brain thought is, what if Satoko is actually slightly colorblind because she can't tell the difference between cauliflower and broccoli?
Oh.
She sees black and white. Whoa.
She's like a dog. Okay. Anyway. Thank you, Mion, writing in real time. Lunchtime has finally arrived. Mion gleefully announced the beginning of lunch.
Oh ho ho. Lunchtime at last. Someone here will have to play the punishment game, yes?
Oh, the punishment this time. It's a little scary, so... Sorry, but Rena went all out making her bento.
In Rena's case, I don't think she'd lose even if she wasn't taking it seriously.
Meep. We tried our hardest too.
Sadako and Rika-chan made separate lunches today. Usually you'd have the same bento, but that won't do for the showdown today, will it?
Yes, it's quite alright. Rika and I made sure to make separate ones.
Wow, Satoko-chan and Rika-chan both tried really hard. How exciting.
What's a little surprising is that Kei-chan was able to make a bento. Good job, Kei-chan. It looks like you really can do it if you try. I scratched my head and gave her a dry smile. My bento today had been made entirely by Sadako last night. It had none of my personality. so there wasn't anything there they could praise me for.
What does Keiichi-kun's bento look like? Oh, I can't wait to see.
Literally everyone here except Sadako and Rika are just preying on his downfall. Don't expect too much. It's just the leftover rice and side dishes from last night.
Leftovers are the foundation of bentos.
Now we'll know your dinner last night too. We'll kill 2 birds with 1 stone.
Sadako's a bird killer? Whoa. Was it really better to hide the fact that Sadako came over and made dinner last night?
She canonically hates birds.
Well, of course it was. If I revealed that I didn't make my own bento, I'd be sure to end up playing the punishment game. Today's punishment game was to stand right in front of the curry maniac Chie-sensei and say bad things about curry.
Ryukishi likes repeating himself.
It wasn't too different from telling somebody to jump out of a 100-story window. It was exactly the same as telling someone to die.
Exactly the same.
But Mii-chan, how will we decide who wins and loses in the bento showdown? Keiichi-kun made his own too, so maybe we should call it a draw for today?
We can do that. The punishment game yesterday was sort of a whip to encourage Keiichi-chan to cook for himself after all.
And Keiichi made his own too, so it's a draw.
My simple bento with last night's leftovers could never have stood up to everyone else's bento that they made to win. I fully understood Sadako and Rika-chan's concern for me as they tried to end the showdown peaceably. However, the club president, Mion Sonozaki, would not be convinced by something like that. I wonder why you're all so optimistic. Leaving one of our showdowns in such a gray area is out of the question. Now that we've clashed, we must settle the score. Reconciling with a draw only happens in the Yakuza world. I knew you'd say that. There's no way you'd end it that way, with your battle lust. This was bad. At this rate, I was sure to be the sole loser. But, well, I didn't make this bento after all. Maybe I need to resign myself to my inevitable loss.
Okay, me. How are we going to decide who wins?
It won't be fair if we grade each other. Let's do an open judgment. Okay, everyone, assemble. Mion commanded everyone, who had just started eating, using her club president voice. Come and judge our 5 bento. Write your favorite 3 on a piece of paper and submit it. Understand? Everyone in the class was used to being dragged into Mion's club activities. Yeah! Came the energetic voices from here and there. Everyone already knew that the showdown this time involved an utterly fatal punishment game. And they were all very interested in what would happen to whoever lost. Of course, they wanted the thrill of seeing something terrifying. See, Takano really is the most relatable character. Okay. Everyone ready? Sorry.
It's like anyone relatable, she's been dead the entire time.
Sorry, fake Takano really is the most relatable character. Okay.
Maybe it's the real Takano.
Everyone ready?
Dio Takano.
Then I'll go first, alright? Ta-da! In an exaggerated fashion, Mion pulled the lid off her multi-tiered, ornate bento box. Multiple cheers of joy erupted at the brilliant sight.
That's amazing. It's just like New Year's food.
It can't be. It has to be a lie. She must have switched the contents with a catered bento.
I'm glad every time I like minimize the window, I have to talk.
I'll call it out, don't worry. Such purely Japanese cooking. Mion! Mion Sonozaki couldn't possibly make this!
Nope. This is easy for Mi-chan if she gets serious. She almost never gets serious, though. Will Rena stop reading our minds?
No.
Like... Okay.
Absolutely
She matches
not.
our
You
freak.
can have a mind reading, guess a treat.
We're on the same freak level, so... she
The
can
same
read our minds.
frequency.
Frequency! That's so true! We're on the same frequency! Okay, that's the title. It's just frequency.
Frequency.
There's just this one joke, and everybody's gonna be so confused until they get here, and they're gonna hear frequency, and they're like, oh, that's where the title came from.
All 2 people
Anyway,
who watched the VOD.
Everybody who
will
realized
not-
what the title means now, I just want to congratulate you on coming this far.
You should
Don't worry,
post hate
it'll be
comments
more
on
than-
this video.
It'll be more than 2 in time.
Send Molotovs to our PO box.
True.
Yeah, you have a PO box in the channel description.
Yeah. Anyway. Just who do you think this old man is? Given enough time and ingredients, I could even reproduce the Manchu Han Imperial Feast. The entire classroom gulped audibly, and everyone wrote down a score on the note paper in their hands simultaneously. It made sense. Just the visual impact would give her a perfect score. Alright, let's see Rena's next. Rena's really good at cooking too.
Rena's bento is always like a flower arrangement.
Thanks, everyone. I'll reveal my bento now. Yay!
Star. Rena's bento
No.
was a beautiful mix of the 2 colors of eggs and minced meat. And it too was a bento staple. The Soboro bento. I don't know what that is.
Ah, yes, the sombrero bento.
No, that's not what it says.
The sodomy bento.
Oh my... Cut! She had been thorough with the side dishes as well, and they were abundant in number. She had spent more time than usual on it, but it was unassuming and truly nonchalant. One couldn't ignore the household warmth in it that Mion's bento lacked.
If I may say, you've done it again. This should get quite a high score.
Bravo, Vince.
Relevance, Your Honor. I should have known. It may look rigid, but there isn't anything to deduct points from. Amazing as always. Once again, every one of the judges wrote a score on their note paper at the same time. There seemed to be some who were revising their opinions when they compared it to Mion's score too. The whole classroom seemed split between Mion and Rena. And on everyone's face, it was clear that they all wanted to be tasting them rather than scoring them. Rika.
Then we'll be next.
And then Sadako.
Yes, I will now reveal mine.
Come to think of it, Sadako and Rika-chan ate with me last night at my house. It was impressive that they still made a bento. Both their bentos were clearly lacking compared to Mion's artfulness and Rena's perfection. However, because of that, you could sense from them how hard they worked. The toppings were a little on the rough side, but you could still feel that they tried their hardest. It made you feel a little biased, so that you'd give them more points. And a few people struck by just that once again revised their opinions and wrote their scores on their note paper. Sadako, Rika-chan, you both made really good bentos today. They may not measure up to Rena or Mion's craftsmanship, but when you think about it, they're pretty amazing. Sadako and Rika-chan glanced at each other and grinned happily.
This is a secret, okay?
Eh? What? When Sadako told me, I broke off from the others. I'd secretly looked for my classmates' bento boxes. There. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun's bento boxes. I took a quick peek inside and... Ah! Half of the contents were missing! Not bad! In the end, Sadako and Rika-chan hadn't made bento today. A bold move. They got Tomita and Okamura-kun to share their bentos with them. Why is it always these two we steal food from?
They're the only two other named children in town.
Apparently
They
so.
even have sprites.
Hey, Tomita-kun, Okamura-kun. How did they buy you out? We need
Who
Tomita.
voiced him?
I don't remember, man. It's been a
Was
long
I
time.
thought I voiced one of them.
This was the one with the glasses.
What are you saying, my Bara-san? When did we get bought out, and for what?
And this is the black-haired kid.
That's right! It's not like we traded them our duty watering the garden for half our bentos.
Curse you, Sadako. What an impudent trick. Sadako grinned, showing her fang-like canines, and laughed in triumph.
Oh, this is only something I learned from you, Keiichi-san. Ho 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 ho.
Fair enough. Rika?
Yes. Oh ho ho.
Does this mean he sold him up river? Like, offered them as slaves in this timeline?
We don't know if the board game thing happened in this timeline yet. That was when he did the human trafficking. Anyway. How naive. Buying them out with watering duty alone. They're men. If you're going to buy them out, you need to use something a lot spicier than that. For example,
Oh my god.
like giving them 3 tickets to walk Sadako and Rika-chan around like dogs all day, with them on all fours wearing tails with leashes around their necks.
Oh my god.
Keiichi's definitely thought about this more than once.
Pedo
The
art.
frequency.
Okay, to be fair, he is also a child, but this is so weird. Anyway. Whoa. That might be enough to get me to do anything? As I was lost in my wild fantasies, Mia clapped me on the shoulder and called me back to reality. Damn, it was just getting good. What?
Oh my god. Keiichi.
The freak.
No.
Okay,
This man's going to
okay.
jail.
Yeah, we need to put
This man's
Keiichi...
going to actual prison.
Yeah, okay, we need to put Keiichi back in his cell. Alright. Next up is Kei-chan's bento. We're all hoping for something pretty great because of your declaration yesterday. But how did it really turn out?
Keiichi-kun can do it if he needs to. Rena was really excited for today. Today!
They're all looking forward to it. But it's really just leftovers from dinner last night. I didn't even make it either. How was that supposed to stand up to Mion and Rena and the others? Wait a second. Ryukishi, are you talking about your own writing? Oh no. Oh my god. How did I not... How is this supposed to stand up to Rena and Mion's chapter? God damn it.
Of course.
God fucking damn you, Ryukishi. I'm gonna strangle you. Anyway. That's it. Feast your eyes on this. Ah! I tore the lid off my bento box. There weren't very many cheers. Well, I guess there wouldn't be.
Keiichi-kun, you tried your hardest too. Rena can tell how hard you worked.
Rena, don't feel like you need to compliment me.
How did this happen? Was Keiichi-san actually a hard worker after all?
Well, I mean, I want to acknowledge how hard you tried, but for this showdown, it doesn't matter. Mion's cold, mean laugh. It was like it spoke for everyone's opinion, just like that.
Keiichi-kun did really well considering it was his first challenge, you know? I think maybe everyone should rate his a little higher.
But for the showdown, it doesn't matter. He's already dead.
Oh my god. Alright, Kei-chan. If you have any last words before we tally up the results, I'll listen to them now.
Before we tally the results?
Tally
Is that
ho.
a reference to his
before we
catchphrase?
Before we tally the O's, yeah.
What do you mean by last words? I mean that you might be hoping for a few extra points if you somehow appeal to the crowd. After all, for today's showdown, you just need to avoid coming in last. If you do well enough, then maybe you'll be able to worm your way out of the punishment game.
Oh, you are implying that Keiichi-san's bento is gonna take last place, aren't you?
No, this old man wasn't trying to say anyone's bento came in last or anything. Mion cackled repulsively. Okay, they need to stop being so rude to me whenever I cackle. Thank you. My cackle is beautiful.
It's real-time writing. We've been over this.
In contrast, Sadako's smile was growing somehow awkward. I cannot think of a single reason that might be the case. Oh, right. This bento was filled with last night's side dishes. That means it was basically a bento that Sadako made. And Mion outright said it would come in last place.
Mi-chan, aren't you being a little mean? Poor Keiichi-kun.
Rena, Kei-chan knew he couldn't lose today's bento showdown beforehand, didn't he? He did all that grandstanding yesterday, well aware of that. I don't think there's any reason to go easy on him, do you? Right, Sadako?
Oh my god.
Yes, you're right. And he came here with this mess. It makes me laugh. Oh. So French.
Wait, Satoko-chan? You can't laugh at him.
But that bento is just so ridiculous I can't help but laugh. These side dishes look like they were bought from a shop. It's really disillusioning.
Oh, new sprite. Oh no.
Oh
no.
His expression.
Look, this one was just taken out of a can, wasn't it? This cucumber here isn't cut cleanly, like the knife didn't go all the way through. Kei-chan, you never used a knife, did you? Your lack of experience is apparent.
No, this goes beyond a simple lack of experience.
The presentation is fairly monotonous as well. It's almost a shock to see such a lack of taste. Ugh. It was my first experience putting food into a bento box, so of course it's not going to look too good. Kei-chan, there's a bigger problem than how you put it into the box. Tomita, Okamura, explain please. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun were chosen from our many underclassmen. Tomita-kun quickly adjusted his glasses and took a step forward.
A fatal flaw in my Bara-san's bento is the coloration. As you know, there are 3 primary colors forming the basis of all colors. So if you want a well-balanced color scheme, then excluding white and black, you need those 3 colors.
And nevertheless, if you remove the white and black from Ayabara-san's bento, all that will be left is dark green.
Ah, dark green. No one will want to eat it if you describe it like that. I had forgotten. Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun had been bought out by Rika-chan and Sadako, so they were trying their hardest to let them win and make me lose, weren't they?
I mean, dark green, Popeye would eat that.
Okay. Gah! Gah! What strong wills they have. It was charming if only they were working so hard despite having been bought out.
Side dishes have no spirit in them either. They're all prepackaged or canned food.
In other words, out of the 3 necessary requirements for a bento, love, spirit, and taste, we can assert that my Barasan's bento is lacking 2 of these.
The classroom, convinced by the elucidation of the mystery that they were thoroughly baffled with, raised mysterious groans of admiration.
That definitely didn't matter at all.
I'm just gonna screenshot this about 50 times, hold on. No heart and no spirit. It's decided then. Keiichi Maibara!
This may sound cold, but if you realized how much fun cooking is because of all this, Keiichi-kun, isn't that enough? Enough?
In any case, everything is fine as long as I'm not doing the punishment game.
Also, be right back, one moment.
Fair enough. But I was giving a dry smile as well.
Oh ho ho! It's been settled, Keiichi-san. You're going to be the one doing the punishment game. Oh ho ho ho!
She laughed in such a vile manner, but she didn't look like she meant it. I knew that Sadako was speaking ill of a bento that she'd practically made herself in front of the whole classroom, and I could tell how painful that laughter was. Okamura-kun said before that this bento lacked spirit. But among all the bento laid out here today, there wasn't a single one with as much spirit as this one. This meal, that she made for me yesterday in such a good mood, that it looked like she was in a bad one. I won't let it end with this slander.
Well then, last place, Keiichi-san. Please admit your honest defeat already.
Could you wait just a moment? When I began to speak in a low voice, the expressions of all the members of the club changed. Neon clicked her tongue. This man was baring his fangs at the last moment again. My bento was defeated because it lacked spirit. That's how you explained it. Am I wrong, Okamura-kun? Okamura-kun, who had suddenly been placed in the spotlight, looked flustered for a moment, but immediately he stammered in reply that I was right. He's doing the play! He's doing it! He's like the Ace Attorney!
Where's his right arm?
It's behind his back.
No,
He's dabbing on the
Rikishi
opposite
AI
side.
generated it.
Oh, okay. How do you measure spirit? By difficulty? By effort? By sweat or tears? By its manifestation? Then how would you rate these burns that are still on my hands?
Wow, Keiichi-kun, those are oil burns?
Great. The burn marks from when I almost caused a fire yesterday looked just like I was having a ton of trouble cooking. Whoops. I could clearly tell that the classroom was forced to acknowledge the effort I put into it. I see. You turn your failures at cooking due to a lack of skill into scars of hard work instead. As I thought, I cannot falter around this man. That's right. I lack skill. I'm so bad at cooking that my grandstanding yesterday was pitiful. But I didn't run away. I fought, and I delivered these results. Is that not spirit? What do you think?
Rena wants to acknowledge it. Nobody can keep on going if their defiant spirit doesn't get valued.
I like fucking Rika's shit-eating grin in the background. The girls in the class started to nod in agreement. Okay, the tables are turning. But Tomita and Okamura-kun, Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun, brought up by the objects of their unrequited affection, weren't about to lose either. They shifted to the counterattack, clearly exceeding the price they were paid.
See, I understand your feelings, my Bashan. However, his spirit was all that mattered in cooking. The woman named Seth.
What did you do to his voice?
I don't know. It seemed more appropriate.
He's like the actually now. He's like actual nerd emoji.
The brain damaged Mike Tyson.
Basically.
Well, even more brain damaged.
Okay, somebody's gotta stand in for Okamura since Oishi-san is not here.
You have to do it.
Okay.
That's right. If a chef brought you burned steak and said they put their spirit into it and tried hard, would you pay them? You wouldn't, would you? It's the same thing.
That's right. That's how it goes. The male students took Tomita and Okamura's side. Yeah, they did have a point. What about consideration? Even if you did get a totally black steak, if I knew how much the mother who made it struggled, I would eat it. I would eat it all. Clap, 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 clap. This time, the female students in the class took my side. Good. Now we're even.
Besides, a bento is a refinement of one's love given form.
It only means something with what other person feels that way. Does your bento make us feel that way, my Bara-san? No, it doesn't make me feel that way.
Okay, everybody here is a girl now. In
See,
3,
it happens.
2, 1.
You're mean!
The girls in the class began to boo loudly at his remark. Now even Okamura-san was panicking. Order! Will the spectators please refrain from making remarks? Your Honor, in order to prove how much of my spirit has gone into this bento, I call Miss Ryugu Rena, an authority in the culinary arts, to the stand.
Rena thinks this bento has spirit in it. It might be rather artless in places, but I think cooking isn't just about outward appearances.
The girls in the class again gave cries of support as they all applauded. In response, all the men in the class began to boo.
Your Honor, the opinions of my Bara-san and Ryugu-san are semi-sentimental and aren't in following with common sense. They're unsuitable to use as epithets.
Jesus Christ. Order! The prosecution's objection is sustained. Go ahead.
That's the pace of bento. This wasn't his character. That's the pace of the bento in question with a birthday present, for example.
Oh my god, this
Jesus
is awful.
Christ.
I love it. I love how fucking bad this is.
Let's say on my birthday, I, Tomita, received a hand-knitted sweater. And he, Okamura, received a bookstore gift certificate for 10,000 yen. That's 10 hundreds.
That felt strangely real. Was it actually just an example?
Common sense dictates which one of them has the spirit. It is, of course, the hand-knitted sweater. If we went back to the bento, this would be handmade side dishes.
Jeez, I can like barely understand you, my dude.
Oh no.
You gotta tell the text for yourself, then decide if you can figure it out.
And a gift certificate that is nothing more than money allows you to buy things. In other words, it's the same as simple, meaningless canned goods.
Murmur. The boys and girls all began to argue amongst themselves about presents. They were all talking about what they received as presents in the past. Damn. Tomita-kun, he changed the subject to something that could easily grab everyone's attention. Not bad. I'll lose the initiative at this rate.
Objection! Sorry, Iragiri! This matter regards the spirit put into the bento. It is entirely different from birthday presents, as they are each unique situations. Overruled. Will the prosecution please continue?
Oh my
Damn!
God. Now then, what's important here is the fact that the spirit of the giver and the spirit of the receiver are totally different. Between the handmade sweater that looks a little bit askew and the 10,000 yen bookstore gift certificate placed here before your very eyes, which would you say is the better choice? The gift certificate, right? It's 10,000 yen! 10,000! Can you calculate how many comic books you could buy with that? You could instantly complete a full collection if it was around 10 volumes long. Dozens of happy, humorous
You cut out
can't be
very
compared to the sweater.
hard. You cut out really
Which
hard
part?
at the end of that last sentence, just by the way.
The bliss of your soothed heart can't be compared to the sweater.
The boys unanimously praised that with applause. Materialistic brats. But all guys that age are like that.
Buddhist Keiichi.
Even I would choose the gift certificate over the sweater in that case. Hey, wait, weren't you guys the ones who said it was about love, spirit, and taste right at the start? Since when did taste trump all? That's the stance they were taking now.
I believe this has demonstrated that the spirit of the giver and the spirit of the receiver have no causal relationship. Yes, no matter how much my Bara-san struggle to make this bento, that cannot enter into consideration for the rest of us on the receiving end.
Mere sophistry, Tomita-kun. It has plenty of spirit. Whether that gets through or not is not the receiver's problem.
Okay, 3, 2, 1.
That's right!
That's right!
Okay, now we're all boys. 3, 2, 1.
Taste is
Taste is most
Important.
3, 2, 1.
Enemy of the woman!
Enemy of...
3, 2, 1. What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
Now the courtroom is in chaos. But I can't allow myself to lose. And only to avoid the punishment game. But also, to protect Sadako's honor. Now then, do the defendants have a response to give? Slowly and strongly, I nod and step up to the die. Tomita-kun, Okamura-kun, do you two really think you can beat me with mere words?
Keiichi laser.
The prosecution just said that we should value the gift without basing it on the spirit of the receiver. Correct? At
Giver.
some point, I began speaking formally.
Yes, that's right. No matter how much you labored to make that bento, that labor should not be factored into our grading.
Then I have a question for the prosecution. If I, Maibara, were to take the bento I made for today and placed it beside the one bought from the store, would both of these be given the same score? The prosecution hesitated to speak. Got you. That's right.
There it is!
A convenience store bento doesn't come close to a homemade one. No matter how badly made it is, it has far more spirit than a bento you just bought would ever have. You see, that spirit is being graded, meaning the spirit the cook put into the bento has already reached the recipients. Admit it! Boom! With those impactful words drawn in the air behind me, I pointed my finger. The girls, led by Rena, broke into an applause. Some of the boys were admitting it too. Jesus Christ! It's such a short word.
He's having an actual Ace Attorney breakdown.
Yeah, he's in his killer form now.
You admitted it? You admitted it, right?
Then let's move to why a convenience store bento has no spirit in it. What exactly is the spirit in a bento in the first place?
Objection! Mayabara-san is trying to deceive the court by using abstract expressions.
He's using multi-syllabic words, look out.
Objection overruled. This sounds interesting, so listen until he's done. Got them. Now I'll show you two the difference between us. Your Honor, I'd like to call Miss Rika Furude to the stand as a witness.
Thank God I got back in time. Meep.
Even for Rika-chan, this must have seemed like a bolt from the blue. Get it? Because she has blue hair. There's no doubt she never dreamed the point of my spear would be aiming at her. But Rika-chan, you said it before. For this showdown, it doesn't matter. Rika Furude-san, your bento today was very well made. It looks delicious.
Meep?
Yes. Sadako and Rika-chan's bentos have been made of half of Tomita-kun and Okamura-kun's. The prosecutor's faces turned pale, but they were too late. Rena, would you bring Okamura-kun's bento over here?
Huh? Okay, sure.
Your Honor, the my bento has no relevance to the case.
Oh no. Overruled. Your Honor, I submit Okamura-kun's bento box as evidence. Look at it. Look at what's inside. There's only half in there. It's not about whether there's half. Please, look a little more closely. See? Okay.
All boys
3,
on the planet.
2, 1. Ah!
They're exactly the same!
Your Honor, you've seen it. Miss Rika Furude's bento was stolen from Okamura-kun's. There's no way such a thing could have spirit in it.
No, but that's just a coincidence.
It's already obvious. Spirit. It's a game of catch between the giver and the receiver. The bento box, then, is the ball. That bento was something Okamura-kun was given, from mother to son. That means Okamura-kun is the only one who can fear the spirit from this bento box. Now that it's been disturbed and been stolen, it no longer has that spirit! Dun dun dun! Yay! That did it!
Huh? What? Is that true? Rika-chan, is it true?
Is Baneland really dead?
Meep. Meepa.
I see how it is. Neon, the judge, folded her arms and began to hum. I couldn't even take a guess as to what Neon was laughing about. Frankly, I didn't know whether I would win or lose. Okay. Before announcing my judgment, I'll start from the top. Shh. The entire classroom quieted. First,
Sorry.
from an objective standpoint, there is no doubt that the bento of the accused, Keiichi Maebara, must be seen as poorly made. This is something that the grading results clearly display. Gah! But as Kei-chan said, cooking is not all about taste. The spirit put into it should be considered subtle seasoning. For grading, though, that would only amount to a few points. It's so subtle that it's not enough to alter the results. Grr. Now then, I'd like to mention the original reason for today's bento showdown. What was the reason for it? That's right. We started to see whether the accused, Keiichi Maebara, could cook for himself, and to measure the result.
Yeah, that's right. Keiichi-kun did make his own bento.
Ugh. That stung my conscience a bit. But for the showdown, it didn't matter. So, the whole basis behind this showdown was to cook a meal for yourself. In other words, whether or not the meal was homemade. Rika-chan neglecting to do that is a much bigger problem than how good her bento is. In other words, is she disqualified?
Nipa!
Rika-chan let out a nipa, looking as though she had prepared herself for this outcome. Don't take it personally, Rika-chan. At our club, things like that don't matter.
Keiichi did well. Like I thought. You tried your hardest until the very end.
Rika-chan demanded I lower my head, then she pet it. With that over with, this case is closed. Today, last place goes to Rika Furude. Okay, wait, now we're pupils. Okay. 3,
Now we're
2,
eyes.
1. That miraculous turnaround. And last place went to Rika-chan, the one everyone had least expected. The whole classroom went wild.
I'm amazed you managed to avoid coming in last place with such a terrible bento.
Sadako looked at me hatefully, but spoke in a vague kind of voice. There's no way I'd come in last. There's nothing in this bento that would deserve last place.
But it's all poorly made side dishes and canned goods, and has no style, no grace, and...
And has a funny face?
Yes.
No style, no grace, can't even sit in your face.
Grab. Sadako was speaking more and more poorly of herself as time went on, so I roughly grabbed her head and began to stroke it. I told you, spirit is important. This bento isn't all about appearance, it's got all kinds of flavors in it.
But spirit isn't the only thing. It tastes totally weird, and...
What about it is weird? I thought it was great. It was absolutely great. That's why I packed it. If dinner last night had been bad, then I never would have brought it to school. I would have come here with some bread and a milk carton.
Soggy, milky bread?
Oh my god, it's a reference!
Real time writing?
But...
Oh, just shut up already. I caressed her head, swinging it from side to side. At some point, Rena had come up behind us. Rena definitely knows what's going on. I can just feel it.
If she didn't previously, she definitely does by now.
She was giggling to herself. That was the face of someone who had known everything from the beginning.
She can read minds. I mean, of course she knew.
It's her stand power.
She's the master detective.
When did you realize I hadn't made it?
When you showed us your burns, I guess? I mean, there's nothing in your bento that you needed oil for.
Ash? Rena-san, don't you think you're misunderstanding something? I didn't do anything.
Huh? Satoko-chan? You weren't the one who made this bento? Then did Keiichi-kun make it all by himself after all? Okay. Then I guess he did.
Rena smiled roguishly and turned from Sadako to me.
Oh. The death of Warcraft.
Rip.
Rest in peace.
When you cut cucumbers, you hold the knife like this, and go like this. As for the colors, you can express all sorts of things if you place the vegetables in the right way.
This lecture was clearly not meant for me.
But you've gotten a lot better since the last time you showed us. I see you've been studying. If you keep this up, I bet you'll be able to make better and better dishes in no time.
She continued saying words clearly meant for Sadako, while facing me instead. How often do you think this has happened so far? Probably a lot. Probably many times. Sadako was wearing an ambiguous look, and I couldn't even nod her head at her. Anyway, no matter what anyone says, I like the way my bento is today. I'm not gonna share it with anyone else either. I'll eat the whole thing by myself.
Wow, how greedy. Rena wants to try some too.
As we were going back and forth, Sadako rubbed her eyes as though she was drowsy, then announced to Mion and everyone else.
Excuse me. The truth is, I got Tomita-san to give me some of his bento. Stupid. What are you saying?
Jesus Christ. Every time you do this voice, it like kills me inside.
It's just Mike Tyson.
If she'd kept it a secret, then at least she would have been saved. With Tomita-kun looked at her with an expression filled with regret and surprise. Huh? Is that true? Really? Oh my. Mion spun her finger around, then pointed to the hallway, sentencing Sadako to the punishment game as well. Sadako left the classroom behind her, completely prepared, as though she was going with Rika-chan on an errand.
I can't let Rika go alone. I will accompany her to the very depths of hell.
That definitely isn't bad at all.
You don't need to go that far.
My word, Keiichi-san really is terrible too. Humiliating only Rika like that. He is truly a rotten person.
I didn't mean... I couldn't just return Sadako's kindness with malice.
Hey, Sadako really is silly.
Yeah, she's silly. Rika-chan spoke so that only I could hear, grinning happily.
Now then, let us be off, Rika. Punishment games are one of our duties as club members.
Sadako seemed awfully happy, not frustrated in the slightest, like she always was when she lost. Damn. Rika-chan's right after all. Everyone here is a moron. Mion, I'll come clean too. I didn't make my bento today. I was the same, so I'm going with them. For the punishment game. Huh? Even you, Kei-chan? What's going on?
Good luck. With the punishment game, I mean. I'll get the first aid kit ready.
Call an ambulance in advance, would you? And maybe a hearse, just in case. Leaving a bewildered Mion and a happily smiling Rena behind in the classroom, I went into the hallway. Alright, Sadako time.
Oh, sorry, I got distracted by
What?
Toho 20 being announced.
Sorry.
Yeah.
I accidentally hit control, my bad.
Toho
Wait,
20.
20 was just announced?
Yep,
Just announced. On fucking Zim's Twitter. This
Okay,
is going
so-
into VOD now. Everyone's gonna know this.
Okay, so
We
Mima...
can exactly date this VOD in the
You
future
can-
if someone
you
really
can
wanted
date the
to.
exact time of this VOD happening because of Pro 20.
Okay, sorry. What are you saying? Or what are you doing? You finally won for once. I had no idea you had such an odd taste for these punishment games that you'd go so far as to volunteer yourself for one.
Guess so. It's a little much for a hobby, eh?
I swear, I think you're underestimating this one. We're one thing, but grave harm... What? Where one thing, but grave harm might actually befall you, Casey-san. I hope you're ready to have 1 or 2 ribs broken.
Don't worry. Ribs grow back. No, they don't. Ugh. That sounds like it would hurt. I don't like getting hurt. Well, too late now.
Casey-san, you just stand there and nod along, okay? Rika and I will smooth it over, I swear. I can't believe I have to look after you even during a punishment game. Seriously.
I already knew that her pouty behavior was a sign that she was actually in a really good mood.
Mommy Satoko?
So it made me want to
Stop!
smile. Oh my god.
That's the worst.
So does the new Toho look good or bad?
It looks blue.
It looks like we're still like the title makes me think we're still in the anime arc.
I mean, probably. It didn't really get resolved with 19 like at all. So
There's apparently a
We don't
wonder
need more
skull
animal
mechanic.
arc.
no,
We don't need
you're
more
getting
animal
animal
arc.
arc. So what's the
God.
gimmick this time? Is it different?
It looks like
or the
Uh,
same?
colorful stones.
Yeah.
He's got like a fucking like
8
astrology
times, 8
chart on the
different
bottom
types of
right.
things.
Okay, so it's probably like season select. Okay. Anyway,
No, it's way more complicated.
is it?
It looks more complicated, but it looks like something similar,
I
yeah.
hope you enjoy inventory management.
Oh no.
You're bored sooner.
I mean, it wouldn't be the first time. Have you ever played UFO? Anyway.
Look. That's way simpler.
No, it's not. What are you talking? You've never played UFO.
Have you never played You've never played Radiant Silvergun. You've never played any type
You're
of
right.
shooter.
I've never played Radiant Silvergun.
Actually, gotta make out.
It's too old school for me. Anyway, okay, we're getting off
Yes,
topic.
right now we're making out.
We're getting off topic. I knew that she was in a good mood, so it made me want to smile. As in Sohiyori from Your Turn to Die. Hey,
Of course.
I do want to eat some vegetable stir fry. Sadako, can you make that? Also, you need to read Your Turn to Die. You need to read it right now. You need to read it. You need to get caught up.
No.
No, you listen. I will fucking stream the last part when it comes out if you read it. Anyway. Hey, I do want to eat some vegetable stir fry. Sadako, can you make that?
What? Well, there's nothing I can't do if I put my mind to it.
She can make it very well. I really like Sadako stir fry.
She was uneasy at first, but when she got assurance from Rika-chan, she turned back and looked at me once more with confident eyes. Or, with once more confident eyes, slightly different meaning. It's settled then. Let's go shopping for stuff after school today. I don't really have any idea what to buy after all.
That is true, isn't it? I think it's still too early for you to go shopping at the supermarket, Casey-san. It would make me anxious if I wasn't watching.
Rika?
And Sadako makes me anxious that she'll buy the wrong thing if I'm not watching.
Rika.
Sorry. There we go.
Beep.
The conversation continued as we walked, until we arrived before the door to the teacher's lounge. Okay, let's get this punishment game over with and discuss the menu for tonight. Sorry, Rika again, whoops. I'm so bad at double-clicking.
Beep.
Or not double-clicking, I should say. Rika-chan gleefully grabbed onto my arm. In turn, I pulled Sadako to me, grabbing her shoulder with my other hand. We'll all be together in death. I won't let anyone die alone.
Oh, that's...
We're all together. I won't let anybody die alone.
I feel like these lines will come back up later.
Probably.
What an indiscreet thing to say. I want no part in something so disturbing.
She may have sounded annoyed, but she was so happy it was gonna make me blush. Alright. Just beyond this door is the world after death. However, we shall return. All of us will. I knocked off my microphone when I said that.
Yes. Everyone will. Then let us sally forth.
Sally
There's like tally
forth?
ho.
So
Sally
so we got Tally Ho. We got Sally Forth.
Sally Forth.
What's Rika's? Is it gonna be like
Jimmy Filth.
sure? Slam! We open the doorway to the world of death. And just like she did every day, just as the sun rose in the eastern sky, Chie-sensei was eating curry for lunch.
You can even see it in the CG.
It was store-bought, but she made a point of eating a different brand every day. You can also see, like, some curry powder stocked on the shelves, I think.
Girl just huffs it. Oh my Barakun, Furude-san and Hojo-san. Is something the matter?
She appeared to be in the middle of a moment of supreme bliss, her mouth full of her beloved curry. And we were to pick a fight with her. What a crime this punishment game would be. However, it was what we had to do. For that was the rule of our club. The three of us held each other's shoulders tightly once more. Alright, let's do this. Ready?
What do you mean, ready? Casey-san, you're going to stay quiet. Rika and I will handle everything. Entrust your life to me for now.
Go for it. Yay!
Truly on her mom arc. What are you all doing?
We could see 2 or 3 question marks popping up above the teacher's head.
Oh, meta.
Oh, man, she's a quest giver.
No, that's 1 question mark. Alright, Sadako.
See, there's like 4 quests.
Yes, 3 separate quests.
This is the only time I trust you with my life. Because I'll be shutting my eyes tightly and only thinking about what we'll be having for dinner. I'm leaving it to you. Sadako inhaled deeply. And so...
Hey, you over there. You stuck-up curry snob. You're single because you smell like garlic.
Holy...
That's suicide.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. I don't mind the smell of garlic. So... That's I still
What Tej, what would you think
Look,
of a
it tells
woman
you,
who smells
it tells
like
you that
garlic?
they're not vampires.
If I met a woman who smells like garlic, I'd be like, "Can I have some?" Do you have it like on your person right now? Can I just have like a head of garlic? That's how you talk to women, right?
Yeah.
Oh no! Oh no! Oh god! Ah! It's too scary! Alright, I think that's a good stopping point.
It was
that's a good
so
stopping point.
It was so brutal. It was so brutal that they had to fucking end the chapter there.
Curry Onryo, for real. We're not gonna find out what happened in the end, because it doesn't even matter. I had to fall to lose it all.
I was about to say, was that a reference? And of course you continued.
Alright, well, GG. This was an interesting chapter so far, I'd say.
We did it. We saved part of
funny as
America.
hell.
Indeed. Alright, well, see everyone next time in the next exciting episode of
The second episode ever.
the first ever bye.